everyone. Welcome to yet another Q&A Thursday here at the Rag Company YouTube channel, which you can always listen to later as a podcast form, but you're here now, so you're here to hear what Anthony and I have to talk about today, as well as, well, we got a little eye candy in the background. They're doing some work. Don't mind that, but if you would rather not listen to us for a minute, you can always dissociate and check out what's going on in the background. Just saying. Anyway, we have housekeeping, do we not? Some things going on around the world of TRC, or is it pretty quiet at this point in the year?
Well, I mean, Dane, you didn't really introduce yourself.
No, I could do that. I'm Dane Hennon. I'm your host. And to my right, my wonderful co-host, Anthony Fisher.
Thank you.
Live
Dane,
and in the flesh.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
So now that we can jump into this. So as far as housekeeping, we do have Tyler Cucci in the house here. We also have Matt.
Gotta come over a little more, Tyler.
Matt's somewhere back over there.
There he is.
Anyways, so
there he is.
We are doing some Diamond Pro Tech stuff here in the background, and we've been shooting some Diamond Pro Tech content this week and some stuff that you're going to be seeing coming up at our CMA, which is really exciting. So mark your calendars right now, because the biggest detailing live event of the year is quickly approaching.
We know because we made it.
I know. So end of March, very end of March, first week of April is when all of the magic happens. Some of your favorite brands in the industry under one roof to give you the best live detailing event possible, where you're going to learn tips, tricks, see new product releases, kind of the latest and greatest in the industry. It's always a good time every single year, and we've been doing this for many years now.
Well, and plus, you know, between all the wonderful guests we have and stuff, we also fill in with some fun things we like to throw in between.
Of course we do.
Keep it fun. So after this Q&A, if you want to just see what it's all about, we do have a TRCMA playlist here on the Rag Company YouTube channel, and you can certainly check it out and see what past years have been like, just to give yourself a refresher.
100%. Now, on top of that, here in the month of January, we're also going to be coming up with a couple small sales, but a couple exciting sales at that. So make sure that you've gone to theragcompany.com and you've gone down to subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss out on any of our future sales or any really cool video drops that we have here at the Rag Company YouTube channel. We don't spam you. We try not to, but we do try to inform you the best way possible when really cool stuff is happening, right? Now, on top of that, I'd like to give a warm welcome and a big congratulations to our newest group of T1 2025 Grandambassadors. We have a great batch of people for the next 4 months. And so going into this year, right, we have 3 trimesters in this kind of full year, 4 months for each set of Grandambassadors, so 18 Grandambassadors total. And I'm really excited. This batch looks really, really good. If you watch YouTube videos, then you might recognize Ryan from Fine Detailing actually joining the bunch, which is really cool. And we also have a returning Grandambassador.
Felt like, oh, I've applied lots of times and I didn't make the cut the last time. You can always improve. And this is a point that you can always come back and potentially become a winner just by virtue of doing that. If you kind of look at the things that others were doing and you model, maybe you obviously don't copy them, be yourself, but there's ways to figure out, oh, that seemed to be working, and you model yourself after that. That's cool.
100%. So joining us, we have Suds Work Mobile Detailing, and so I've yet to have my phone calls, by the way. So next week we're going to have our phone calls with everybody and get to know them more, but just in the meantime, we have Suds Works Mobile Detailing. We have, again, Ryan at Fine Detailing AZ. We have MJ Detail, a returning alumni. We have Knockout Detailing, which is a local individual, and he's actually been killing it here locally here in Idaho. And so when we can and we do have local Grandambassadors apply, it's really exciting to kind of get them in the door, but it's not too often, to be honest. And then we have Detailing Blondie. And then lastly, we have vindetailing.biz all joining us on Instagram. And I believe that's some of their handles on their other platforms as well. Now, I did have some questions in there. People said, hey, Anthony, it's all U.S. Grandambassadors once again, right? Last trimester, it wasn't all U.S. based, right? We did have people in the U.K., we did have people in Canada. Now, I don't pick and choose where our Grandambassadors come from, and I don't judge based on where they come from. Here's the honest truth, though. This last batch of applications, we had a decent amount of applicants, but really, I would say maybe out of the over several, it wasn't quite several hundred, a little under 200 people that applied. We only had about 15 people that were out of the country, right? Wow. And so
That's
we didn't
less than normal.
Yeah. Normally we'll have probably anywhere from like maybe 50 people out of the country that apply, and they always have a really good chance. But yeah, this last trimester was I don't know, just U.S. based, and the numbers there too. It's always, I try to tell people, T1, right? If you step up to the plate and you have your profiles dialed in and ready to go, we are picky, but there's probably a better chance at that time of year of you getting accepted and pulled into the program versus once detailing season starts and everything, because that's when...
I wasn't even thinking about that, but that's totally true. Yep. Is the time of year also impacts who's bothering to apply right now.
Totally.
So as we get into it, I totally get
anyways,
that.
In the meantime, if you didn't get accepted... we're never saying never. Keep working on those profiles, build up that content, build up that quality, that creativity, and most importantly, the consistency. And we look forward to your application. So we're really excited to get that going. And then the second thing on the topic of Grambassadors is Grambassador of the Year.
Ooh.
2024 Grambassador of the Year.
Do we know anything? Because I feel like I haven't been a part of this process lately. So I'm looking forward to taking part.
This is going to be a close year, Dane. This is going to be a close year. We have a handful of people that just slaughtered it this year. I mean, they absolutely killed it, and I'm super stoked. I'm super proud of these people. Here's the thing, though. We can only choose one winner, but as usual, we're still going to have our runner-ups. And at this point in time, right now, usually by mid-January, we really start kind of hunkering down and going through the whole judging process. And so how this works is we're not judging based on how many coupon codes you've had used. We're not judging like based on how many likes you get or how many comments you get or that kind of stuff. We're really looking at how well you best represented TRC, and that comes in different forms, right? Does it come through education? Does it come through entertainment? Does it come through just being that consistent person, that consistent representative of TRC that we see most often, or other people see most often? And so there's definitely a lot of requirements there for this Grambassador of the Year. And we do, fortunately, this year have several people who've just, made it very difficult for us. So
you know who you are. If you've made it difficult, chances are you're aware.
So as usual, right, the grand prize winner will be winning a trip to TRCMA. They're going to get their flight paid for. They're going to get their hotel paid for. They're going to be able to spend a week with us and a week with everybody else here within the industry. They're going to kind of learn and meet some of the best and greatest. And then following that, they're going to get their shopping spree, and they're also going to get a slew of other prizes, and really not to mention just the opportunity that this creates, because let's just be real here. I mean, have we had a Grambassador of the Year who hasn't taken advantage of that opportunity, right?
No,
everybody
they kill it.
Everybody has elevated themselves, and it's the coolest thing to see. So, needless to say, the judging process is actually kind of starting here this next week. So, starting next Monday, we're going to be hunkering down and going through profiles and going through, obviously, comments and things like that, feedback. And then what I also like to do is get feedback from other people in the industry, right? So, I'll actually reach out to a lot of friends who have seen these people post, maybe even other brands that they've collaborated with, to see the feedback there. And then usually by the end of January, first week of February is when we announce the Grambassador of the Year, to give them at least about 2 months time to arrange for work, arrange for time to be able to fly out here and enjoy TRCMO with us.
Nice. Well,
amazing.
I'm excited for that.
I'm excited as well.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it. And then last thing here, Mobile Tech Expo. I will be there. I will be in Florida. I will be there to shake your hand, kiss your babies, give you long hugs, things like that. So I will be flying out on, I think it was on Wednesday or Thursday. We'll be landing in there, and then we'll be spending the 3 days at Mobile Tech. And then following that, the rest of the team's going to be taken off, and then I'm going to be staying behind because Dane and Jimmy and Dane's brother Corey, right? Dane too, are going to be flying into Florida, picking me up off my feet, carrying me away in a minivan, whisk me away. And we're going to be going off to go shoot some content with our friend Freddie, also known as Tavarish on YouTube. Yeah. And we're also going to be shooting some content with Matt from Obsessed Garage. So if you have any video requests or anything that you're wanting to see specifically, now
tier lists we did last year were pretty well. Actually, it was technically No, it was last year.
it
It's
was.
2025 now. I keep forgetting.
Speak now or forever hold your peace, because we're going to be planning our content that we're going to be shooting for that week as well. I'm really looking forward to it. So that's kind of what I got for housekeeping,
All
Dane.
right. No, that's
We're
great.
off to a great year, and thank you all for joining us today. So
Absolutely.
what do we got?
All right. So we can bring up some of your guys' questions. You've given me 4 pages to work with. I really appreciate every one of you who's popping those in the chat. Really helps us out because at the end of the day, you guys make the show what it is. We're here to facilitate, but you guys are frankly, like, kind of doing the heavy lifting, providing the content for us. But hey, you know what? It's a team effort. So let's get Dan Pfeiffer out there. What's Dan saying, Anthony?
Good afternoon, word up from a rather cold Minnesota, US of A. Happy Friday Eve, TRC gang. Let's get it on.
All right. Wake ourselves up, Dan. Thank you very much. And Strike Back says, does using a waterless wash multiple times a week degrade a ceramic coating? Thanks in advance. You guys are great. And make great microfiber drying towels. I thought he was just going to say, and you make microfiber drying towels, to which I would say, yes, we do.
So to answer your question, I mean, yes and no. I mean, so what's going to happen is you're not, I don't want to say abrading the surface, but you're making contact with the surface, right? You're physically taking a towel, taking a product, and you are wiping something up, right? Now, I don't think that's necessarily going to just absolutely degrade a coating and remove it or anything crazy like that. But I mean, just know that you're making contact with it. Every time you make contact with it, then, you know, you might be affecting it in some way, shape, or form, right? And I don't think it's anything serious. It's just know that multiple times a week, right, versus once a week, it's kind of the same thing with, you know, washing or polishing a car, right? The more you polish a car, the less clear coat you're going to have in the end of the day. The more that you wash a vehicle, the more marring and things like that can be induced. It's not necessarily that you're removing something. It's just you could be inducing some type of damage, which could later be removed if needed. But, I mean, with enough lubrication and with a decent towel, right, premium towels from your friends here at the Rag Company, then I think that I think you'll probably be fine. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
And I think this may be a little bit of passive aggression directed towards Anthony here for some comments he may have made last week. If you missed those, you can certainly tune in and find out about all the Volkswagen slander that occurred last week.
What did he say?
Steve Pearson here saying, queuing it up now so I can listen while I drive my very reliable Volkswagen home from work. Hope you're all doing well. See, he couched it in a positive comment. Very kind, Steve.
It's just not. That's not something you hear too often. Right, all those words in the same
perception in the U.S.
there,
is a little different than it is in Europe, where Volkswagens are essentially like Hondas and Toyotas are here.
That's true. That's true.
There's so many Polos and Golfs over there. And I'm not talking about shirts. I'm talking about cars. But
I'm driving a modern Ford now, so I don't know if I can actually say much about reliability because, you know.
Oh, did people miss that? You know, you can actually talk about it now?
Oh, yeah. So I guess I can't talk about that right now. Hey, everybody. So I purchased a Ford Raptor. Right? I now own a freaking Ford Raptor. I can't believe I'm saying that still, but I now own a Ford Raptor.
Direct all Ford Raptor comments and questions, too.
Yeah.
Anthony Fisher.
So that really wasn't, I don't want to talk about it too much, but I'll let you guys ask the questions, but it wasn't the plan. I wasn't looking for a freaking Ford Raptor. That wasn't my end goal or anything like that. Amazing truck, right? I've always wanted one, but I didn't think it was really realistic. But I started doing some truck shopping, started doing some price comparisons, and needless to say, the truck market here in Idaho is
little intense.
It's a little intense, man.
We're EcoBoost bros.
We are EcoBeast bros. I keep
always cringe when somebody calls it that, but yeah.
I'm already transforming.
Oh no, that Monster Energy logo is just going to appear on the side. It's going to be a tasteful monochrome one.
Sparkling ice turns into a full sugar Monster Energy.
Just right before your eyes, magically transform.
So anyway, so I picked that up, and I'm super excited. I'm really pumped about it. Needless to say, I'm also kind of scared, a little bit. So tomorrow I'm actually getting an inspection done. Mobile inspection done so I can purchase the Ford extended warranty because apparently with these trucks that's something that you want to have.
Sure.
I'm not a warranty guy, Dane.
Well,
I fix all my crap by going to the junkyard.
Normally that's a solution,
can't do that
but
with this
now you're
thing.
living in the modern era. You have a bird's eye view camera in your car now, so it's kind of a different
More than
animal.
that, Dane, I have heated seats.
I love that you think that's the height of luxury, but you're absolutely right. For you and the cars you've been in, that is a huge upgrade.
My steering wheel can adjust itself.
It's heated too, is it not?
It is heated. I don't know if I'll ever use. I don't trust that kind of stuff.
You have the truck parked outside. You do that, it's going to be cold in the winter.
I don't trust that heated steering wheel. I think it degrades it from the inside.
I used it in my Jag all the time. It was amazing.
It's probably fine, but no, it's got a lot of modern. It has Bluetooth. I freaked out. I
like these are the things you're just like, oh my God, it has Bluetooth.
I plugged my phone. I didn't even know how to Apple CarPlay. I freaked out. I said, no way, man. I'm pumped.
No, you're set, man. That's the only vehicle you need now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the Evo. Keep the Evo for
I've been living in the dark ages.
Yeah.
Moving on here.
CJ here just wants to make sure he says hello. Hello, CJ. Thank you for popping in the chat and watching along with us. First in Puerto Rico, that's Humberto saying hello, TRC team. Right back at you. Followed by Alex Dewar. Happy Friday Eve, TRC family. Love the mystery products videos. Keep up the amazing work. And while I find the next comment, tell people about those mystery product videos, the product testing.
So on the Rag Company YouTube channel, we just launched our second mystery product testing video where was it our second or third? Second.
It might be number 3, actually. Yeah, I think it might be number 3.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's where we take products, where Jimmy orders in products completely, and basically puts them in black bottles. We have no idea what the heck's in them.
He shows me what they are.
This isn't like we're not lying to you. We don't know what's in it. I mean, the whole reason why it's so fun is what we truly don't know. And so it's a whole video on us testing these products and essentially putting them to use and giving you our really kind of honest first impression feedback, and then we try to guess it at the end. Now we are taking a kind of a Survivor kind of game show theme here, and people love it. I love it. I think it's so much fun.
You literally cut up small microfiber towels and like color coordinated headbands.
I know, but we need to get crazier with it.
But you have to watch an hour and 20 minutes before you actually see the Survivor part of it happen.
So we're going to figure out a way to cut it up to where it's a little bit more exciting for that kind of stuff. But I told them that we absolutely need the tiki torches. I want tiki torches. I want some
turn
kind
out
of
the lights in here. The fire alarm will probably
We need
go
more
off,
fake plants. We need more things like that.
Oh my calling, fake plants.
I know,
yes.
Dane,
I'm so ready to help with that.
But these videos need to be successful in order for us to do this. So you need to go watch it and comment and like.
I thought he was implying my help with it would make it less successful.
I don't know.
All right.
Maybe you're
moving
on.
Then we got Joey Belinsky. What's he saying?
He says, what up, microfiber homies? That's my guess. We got that. How are you guys on this beautiful, sunny, 66-degree Thursday? So it's not 66 degrees here.
Definitely not.
But it's actually pretty nice.
It looks nice
sunny.
Outside, but it's kind of like the beginnings of an inversion, so it's actually kind of chilly.
Yeah.
We're talking 20s. Armor Detail Supply saying hello.
Assuming that's Bradley.
Everyone.
What's up, dude? What's going on?
Yes.
Thanks for popping in.
And then Tyler, who's supposed to be working. As a matter of fact,
I don't know what
he's over there. Okay, he was
is.
commenting saying, let's go. I just want to make sure we account for that. Like, I thought that guy was busy. Oh, look at that, Anthony.
Oh, we have Ryan in the house, our newest Grand Ambassador for T1 of 2025. Congratulations, Ryan. Good to see you in here.
And, of course, then Joey notices and says exactly the same thing.
Yep.
And then Alex. What's Alex saying?
Congratulations to the newest crop of Grand Ambassadors, Anthony. When are we crowning the king or queen? I'll make the trip. So,
I mean, he is kind of the OG.
He is one of the OGs, and so, I mean, ideally, I would like him to have the crown with him as he rides into the studio on the Zamboni. And I would like him to kind of ride along and crown this person, kind of like simultaneously.
Should he be dressed as a Mountie when he does it?
I mean, that kind of adds to the effect, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, he is our...
Make it really
He
Canadian.
is our only Canadian Grand Ambassador of the year. I mean, so he needs to own that.
They're going through a tough time right now. I think they could use some encouragement. So,
are they going through a tough time?
Yeah. Canada's having a whole thing going on.
They don't want to join us?
We're not going down that route. We're not touching that with a 30-foot pole.
One of us.
Oh, that place is way too big to be one state. Okay, Fine Detailing says, indeed, it is me, a Grand Ambassador. So pumped. All right. And then, another one of those contenders, one of those guys who definitely it's no secret he has kicked a lot of butt in his time as a Grand Ambassador. Charleston Detail.
Charleston has brought the heat.
What's
I
he
love
saying?
it, right? He's kept us warm, right? Along with several other amazing Grand Ambassadors. So he says, what's going on, everyone? Yes, congrats to the newest round of GBs. And then next up here, we've got Dan Pfeiffer.
again.
How much do I have to super chat to have that tough guy photo in the background set on fire?
Dan really hates that picture. Everybody is having a hard time whenever your picture appears in the background. It's just, I don't think they realize it's not Photoshop. That was actually you.
It was me at one
That
time.
really was him.
Never again.
But
Yeah.
the crew here thinks it's hilarious to just include it in the background randomly. So
Yeah.
it survives. And if you were to burn that one, another one would just appear in its place, I'm afraid.
True. JB says, I see Tyler back there laying down some nano diamonds all over the place. I know. He really
True.
is. We're just throwing away rare earth diamonds all over this Corvette behind us.
Well, it's not even just Tyler. Actually, Matt's back there, too. So we got them both.
Is Matt squatting back there?
Yeah. Well, not squatting. He's busy, getting the beauty shots right now. He's just off screen, but he is back there. Then, let's see. We got Anna Longfield. Corvettes are cool, but C8s are baby Ferraris, especially the Z06 version of the C8, which was modeled after a 458 Speciale. They really went for that whole naturally aspirated, just rip-roaring, screaming V8 kind of sound. It's cool. Flat plane crank, all that
The
goodness.
ripping and the tearing, you know what I mean, Dave?
Ripping and a tearing, indeed. I'm still getting a little used to the way the back looks because they still made it a Corvette thing where you got to fit a bunch of golf clubs in the back, so they made it kind of squared off in a way that you maybe on a sports car like this you wouldn't necessarily for the shape want. But hey,
So why
to each their own.
did the cars have to get bigger to compensate for the golf clubs? Why can't the golf clubs get smaller?
Imagine if the entire game of golf adjusted to the vehicles of those who played the game.
Well, like an extendable golf club.
Yeah, Extendo
Golfo.
cuz.
Yeah, Extendo Golfo. Cuz.
Extendo Clubo, cuz.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. That was really forced.
Yeah. Anyways.
And Jimmy
Jeff
from the back
C
gallery.
says, excited for those DPT maintenance products and whatever else they may have up their sleeves. Agreed.
Indeed, they have things up their sleeves.
Well,
No-
they're sleeveless actually right now,
Oh, that's a
Dane,
good point.
so,
Yeah,
I mean,
sorry, the sleeves are short. We've got Frankie.
Says, hola.
Then we have Alex with a character witness study for Tyler Cucci.
Tyler Cucci is a great guy.
All right.
Tyler,
Making sure.
is this your other account? Spam account?
I know. I think he's just, making sure.
Occasional detail says I will never financially recover, and then Ricardo says these guys are such cornballs, and I love it.
I'll take it, but
You
I'm
know
not
what?
posting your next comment. That's for sure. So we'll just keep it going. Joey.
Joe Blinsky says, what a fun experience the 2024 program was. Enjoyed every second of it. Thank you, JB. We enjoyed you as
you.
well. You went through quite the year.
Yeah, you did.
You did. Frankie Lepe,
Oh.
I think it says, I didn't make the cut, Frankie, never say never.
No, there is always time. There are people who missed out on several rounds at the
Yes.
beginning, and they stepped up their game. They realized, like, oh, my feed looks a little disjointed or something. I tried to coordinate it more. Then they got picked. I mean, there are
Yeah.
stories of that everywhere.
Dude, life's an oyster, man. Sometimes you just got to say, shuck it.
I was expecting the Joe Dirt thing. I was not expecting the oyster. That changed.
Right? That's pretty good.
You really
right?
flipped it on
Life's
me.
an
I
oyster.
appreciate
Just shuck
that.
it, dude.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
I
on
don't
to page
think I
3.
made that up, but like I feel like that's a witty thing I could have made up.
I'll take
so.
it. I'll take it. Yeah, and everybody's saying hey to Franco. Franco saying hey. And then we got more hellos from David at Cervantes. Thank you for popping in.
Says,
what are these questions, guys? Come on.
What's IP, guys? I don't know what's IP.
All right. We got to get those overseas numbers up. How do you think we could do that for Grand Ambassadors, people overseas? Historically, we've had a good run of people from all over the place as far as, gosh, we had Croatia one time. We've had Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah, I mean, Australia, New Zealand. We get a lot of people over in the UK, Netherlands, Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really,
someone
there's
that's like-
no real limit there. I mean, like
We're not limiting it. It's just up to the people who apply.
we have never had anybody apply from North Korea. We've never had.
Internet may be a little limited.
But I mean, we've had applicants from all over. It's always really surprising. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Well, Next up, we got fine detailing. It's always detailing season in Arizona. A sunny 65 in January right now. And I know it as soon as the next few months come up, it's going to get hotter and hotter very quickly there. We've got Demo. Oh, Demo with the hookup.
Oh, let's see. So, afternoon, Dane and Anthony. Next Wednesday. Shut up. Is it this time of year already?
Mm-hmm.
Give me my baby. Says next
Literally,
Wednesday.
there's a baby in the cake.
You should be receiving your king cake.
It's a fake baby.
Be
It's
on
not
the
a real
lookout.
baby.
Demo, we always look forward to the king cake. It is the most sugary, donutty, frosting-like thing.
It's really going to mess with my numbers as I'm like doing this fitness thing.
So you know in the king cake, there's like different flavors, right? Because there's the chocolate pieces. There's the ones that have like the raspberry piece, or
There's
it's
a
like
lot
kind of like
going on
jelly
in there.
kind of filled type of thing. But it's always super delicious. We always love it, and our mouths are always green and purple by the time that we're done. So
it's not a great look.
my mouth is like watering right now. It's like I'm talking about it. Like literally, I'm like salivating as I'm thinking about the king cake.
Man.
It is not good for you, but it is.
It's almost like those cupcakes you had at your daughter's birthday party with the blue in them.
There was too much blue in that. There was way too much dye in that. I think your mom's mouth is still blue.
When you can actually taste the dye, and you're like, oh, there's cupcake flavor, and then there's dye.
That was an oversight. Next up.
Blue. All right, Joey.
Joey says, first trimester is also tough as hell because the weather conditions and having to keep going all year long.
It's true.
So here's the way I
More
see it.
opportunities, though.
I think there's technically more opportunity, and you don't have to necessarily keep going all year long. Keep in mind that we do try to judge mostly within your time frame. That's basically how we'll work it. But I mean, if you are choosed earlier on, then I don't expect people just to fall off, right?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of hard to do. I mean, if you do that, like, hey, we put in our 4 months, and now we're I don't know, now we're Team Costco Kirkland towels or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And they say, I'll never, that's a completely different thing. But I mean, if they really went hard for their trimester and then they periodically post, just like as anybody else would, right? Most of the people that we do end up choosing are either people that have tagged us before in the past or already use our products and things like that. And that's just,
they're like in the orbit.
that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles, honestly. So, yeah, anyways, but there's also a lot of opportunity there. Next up.
All right. Oh, it's just Carson with eyeballs.
Yep.
He's around here somewhere.
Adamos says, hello, everyone.
Yes. Hello, Adamos. And Alex.
Alex says, I wanted to see Dane show off his flexibility getting into Matt's new Bronco.
Huh.
I mean, Dane can kick up one leg over his head, and so
Well,
I do see him being able to kind
takes a little effort.
No, not a lot, Dane. I mean, gosh, you can really get that thing back behind there.
Oh, dear. Well, when we're there, I'm going to see, because that Bronco, that's a ridiculously expensive Bronco. Why does it cost so much? What's going on with it?
I don't know.
I haven't even looked at the option
You all
list and
know
stuff,
he's
but
only going to have it for like 2 months.
5 minutes. All right, on to the next thing.
We'll see.
All right. But I am curious to see, because I do like a good Bronco. Now, Anthony, congrats on the new Raptor. Awesome truck. You still have terrible taste in movies.
Neil, thank you, and thank you.
Man, really just cutting to the heart of it.
When I'm crying later tonight in my Ford Raptor watching the first and original Fast and Furious movie on my phone, I'll be thinking about what you've said earlier today, and,
that hurts.
Next up, we've got
David Cervantes.
David says, question about the PXE80 action. Is it really frowned upon to run it as a 3-inch rotary? The pin in the rotary attachment is easily removed. I wouldn't say
it's not the end of the world.
No, I don't say it's frowned upon. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. The PXE, dude, the PXE's like, it's such a good machine, and it's such a versatile machine. I don't really think there's any wrong way to go about doing it. I maybe watch your speed, make sure things are tight, double check it every once in a while. Probably don't stress out about too much, but just if something goes wonky, then you'll know. Just pull it away from paint if something happens.
Then I got Joey here, I think, talking about the Grand Ambassador like big game. Like he's looking at the
Oh.
who's gonna win.
He's stressed the F
Yeah,
out.
he is very concerned.
Don't
Very
lose any hair,
stressed.
Joey.
So yeah, no, keep your hair. And Charleston here saying he'll see us there. Oh wow, very confident. Then we've got your boy Jake expecting Raptor detailing content. Can he expect to see some in the future? Is that something we've got on the docket?
Actually did shoot an engine bay detailing video.
Okay.
On that truck.
All right.
Using motor plast in all of its glory, and so you guys
I
will
did see
see.
that.
You guys will see that. That turned out really, really well.
I love motorplast.
And then I think that's it. I think that's kind of all we have. I'm sure eventually we might do like a satisfying Saturday or.
Because you
maybe
won't go
something
get
like
it
that.
dirty the way maybe some other owners will. You're just not into that.
Dang, if it gets dirty, I have to clean it.
You're gonna make it a pavement princess.
Yes,
aren't
it
you?
needs to be.
It's gonna be a real mall crawler.
It needs to be pure.
What are you gonna Baja curbs?
Yeah, like curves and like
You were talking earlier today. You wanted to get a longer travel suspension on a vehicle that comes with one.
I mean, like basically, like if something falls off in the road, like I said, like a random 2x4 there, I might just run over it, right?
I mean, 2x4,
Might just
yeah, you're
take it.
clearing that. No question.
Yeah.
My Flex will clear that, but it might take out my exhaust on the way.
Probably.
Yeah. Anyway, moving along here, we've got 217 Mobile Detailing, a.k.a. Nick. What's up, everyone? Hope everyone is having a good week. We hope you are too, Nick. Hope you are too. And then Tyler here saying congrats on the Raptor, which he could have said in person because he's literally right there.
And thank you, Tyler. I appreciate that.
Frankie, F-150 sleeper. You did talk about camping in the bed of your Raptor at some point, so maybe that's.
I think I could camp inside. I think I could camp inside of it. I think I can sleep in the back of that. Do you know how big those back seats are?
It's literally the exact same cab. Like the way Ford does it, the cab is the same on the F1, 2, and 350s.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
It's just the nose section and the beds change.
I know.
But the cab is the same amount of space.
Yeah. No, I love it.
It's pretty awesome.
It's very roomy. Anthony said the phrase to wake up something to wake up brainwashed sleeper agents is boy this VW sure is
Oh dear.
Yeah. Thank you, Charleston. Appreciate it.
Much love.
I think so too.
Look at these eco beasts. I know it's cringe, but
Yes.
sometimes. Ooh, here we go. Here's a question. Sam Taylor, and by the way, guys, please throw your detailing comments and questions in here. We promise it won't just be a little back and forth on that stuff. We do answer questions. You just got to provide them. All right, Sam.
Anthony, you should try to convince Matt at OG to do a wash and talk with an out-of-the-box pressure washer like a Ryobi or a Karcher. Stock hoses, nozzles, and all. Maybe a bet, and that's his punishment. I mean, we could probably figure out something there. I don't know. I obviously I like riling him up. I think it's hilarious. I like getting him on some type of tangent or some type of crazy opinion.
You two have like your own language with each other. It turns into something completely different, and it's always hilarious. Deeply uncomfortable for some, but hilarious.
He needs to experience something. Like the thing is like he's just too ruined by pressure washers. So I don't know if that will be the answer, but like maybe like we go through a car wash together or something like that. There's got to be something funny that we could probably do that would be a true punishment. I don't know what it is yet. I'll have to sift on it, but he sold Karcher cubes for a while. The Karcher 1700 cube. He actually said those are decent machines. The Ryobis.
How many of yours have you replaced?
Only two.
Only two.
Only two. It's been great. So, but now I'm a Krensler guy, right? So
Right.
I have reached top tier pressure washing.
There's nowhere else to go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, lots changed, Dane.
Well, what about the active guys? How do they feel?
I think the active guys are happy. I think most of the active guys are happy. I think they've worked out a lot of the kinks that they've had. I don't know what the deal is with the new 2.2, 2.3 that's out now. I don't know if those are still proving to be pretty reliable, but no, I think the
Seems
actives
like the
are great.
original is where it's at.
I don't know what his punishment would be. I have to think about whether it'd be like some sort of challenge. He's probably going to try to physically challenge me. I'm not in the shape to physically challenge him, so I don't know what we'll do. Right, but maybe it's like kind of joked around. I said, hey, I think he needs to. I think me and him need to go on a Disney adventure, and he needs to go suffer through Disney World.
Oh, you think he'd actually do that?
I don't know.
Maybe if you asked.
Maybe we can eat funnel cakes.
He does tend to
Who can eat
agree
them?
to things that no one else will get him to agree to if you ask.
Who can eat the most at Disney?
Oh, that would be disgusting. I don't watch that.
How many
I don't think anybody wants
how
to
many
watch
churros
that.
are you
guys
in?
don't want to watch that, right?
I'm in it.
Comment
16
below. Would you watch
churros.
that?
No, I don't know. We'll think about it.
Oh,
Next
dear.
up, Alex says, "Bad back and an eco beast. What a time to be alive."
Right, Alex.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying, man. Question: good, better, best drying towels. Mine is the Liquidator Gauntlet 1500. Probably controversial, but I just love the 1500.
I don't think that's controversial.
1500's one of our best. I mean, in terms of
great.
absorbency. So people bounce around all the time, but I will say that I am currently in the process of working on something new that I'm
I have seen it.
pretty stoked
It
about.
is
I'm pretty pumped
pretty
about
damn
it.
cool.
So stay tuned. TRCMA. You'll see it there.
In due time, folks. In due time.
Yeah.
Don't say we never did nothing for you.
Yeah. We're not sleeping here. Don't
No,
worry.
no,
We're very busy.
Very active.
Next up.
All right. Next up, I've got the occasional detailer.
When using Color Lock Leather Fresh or any other dye restoration products, would you use leather protector or before or after applying leather fresh? Okay. So, whenever you're using leather fresh or you're doing any type of dyeing at all whatsoever, right, you want to let that set up and you want to let that cure. So, process there would be, whether you're going through with your mild cleaner or you're going through with your strong cleaner, whatever your cleaning process is, you're going to do your clean. After the clean is done, that's when you can do your prep, right? So, if you're just using it leather fresh, you could take a little bit of diluted IPA. They also have Color Lock also has their dedicated kind of like solvent cleaner that you can use as well. And you just want to make sure that there's no other oils or anything left on the surface. So that way you're going to have the best bond when it comes to the Leather Fresh. Apply the Leather Fresh. Use the heat gun if you want to use the heat gun. You can also just kind of give it time, let it set up on its own. I like to use the heat gun personally just because I like the way that it kind of like I can able to blend an area better or just fix in an area better. And then after that's done, I usually let it set for a couple days. You don't have to let it wait that long, but if it's cold out, let it wait for a while, and then you'll come back through, and that's when you would use your sealant or your protector, and then you're going to go over it and add your protection, and then you are pretty much done at that point, right? Because your protector is going to be kind of like your coating, your it's not a clear coat, but it's like your hand applied coating that's going to go over it, and it's going to protect that leather fresh from abrasion, and it's going to keep it from chipping away or anything like that. So you don't always have to, but I do recommend it. And yeah, you just want to make sure everything is clean and clear before you do the full leather fresh treatment, in short.
All right. And then I do love this next comment from Anna because it's speaking my language. Oh, the car hierarchies that are out there. The Volkswagen slander from a Ford owner is real rich. I say this as a Nissan CVT car owner.
Oh, crap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Anna.
Anna. Nissan CVT, specifically those earlier Jatco units, rough time. I mean, that really hurt their reputation overall. They have improved significantly since then, but those early days were not good for the long term with them.
Speaking of CVTs, well, just speaking of new cars in general, my brother picked up a 2023 Prius.
Yeah, look good.
Things are freaking sweet, dude.
They're cool.
I did not know that those were as cool as they are.
They are.
Like, obviously, I've seen them on the road. I think they look really cool, look really futuristic. The headlights look sweet. But actually going and taking it for a drive,
Being in it. And,
dude,
yeah.
he just got like the base model. Like, it's just like, it's nothing crazy. It's just the front wheel drive base model. That thing freaking moves, man.
Yeah.
Like, in sport mode, I was beyond impressed with how quick that thing was. And
It's faster than your 140 horsepower Honda Civic
oh,
Coupe.
dude, yeah, I think it would smoke me. But I was mostly impressed because, like, it has all the features, lane assist. It's got all these different really fun things, and the steering wheel. It's like, dude, it's like a 10-inch diameter steering. It's the smallest little
That's
steering
pretty
wheel.
small.
It might be a 12, but it's so small that, like, when you get in there, you feel like you're in a race car.
Interesting. It's not like a weird shape, is it? It's just still a circle, right?
It's just a leather-wrapped
Okay.
steering wheel, but I totally thought it was awesome. And I think that technically has a CVT in it, but, like, it's smooth.
Well,
It
I mean,
feels good.
there's a lot of like good CVTs out there. For those who, it's okay. Maybe you're into cleaning cars and you don't actually pay that much attention to like car technology and understanding them, but there is a difference between a CVT and a regular automatic that has gears and stuff. CVTs, think like a snowmobile. You know how like when you hear somebody accelerating a snowmobile, you don't hear any shifting. It's just, it finds wherever the most torque is and the optimal RPM range, and then it just keeps constantly adjusting itself, continuously variable, to keep it in that range, which works great for hybrid cars and stuff. I had a C-Max Energy. Loved that thing. It was amazing. I've actually had good luck with Ford products. I know other people haven't, but I'll defend them a little bit there. Their new stuff, they're having a hard time. I'll fully cop to that.
Yeah.
But I think your truck's going to be just fine. I think you're going to be just fine.
Let's hope, Dane.
Especially with that warranty.
I don't like, especially with the warranty.
Especially with that warranty.
Next up.
Yeah.
We've got
Frankie.
Frankie says, has anybody tried the PNS drying towel Refine? I don't think I have. I don't think I have.
Okay.
No.
That's all we have to say about that, I guess. Simon. Hey.
Simon Birch. It's been a while.
It has. I'm happy to see you here.
The Birch has landed, as we like to say here in the Q&A Thursday.
Birch is in the hizzy. All right. So, CJ
says, now that you finally have a real vehicle, a truck, TRC needs to sell their version of the mitt on a stick.
CJ, he had a Dodge Ram pickup before that, also a truck. Second gen.
2001 Dodge Ram 1500, 5.2, 318 Magnum. I mean, arguably one of the most manly truck there ever was. So much torque that the chassis twisted coming off the line.
The chassis was just weak.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a weak chassis, but I mean, the thing was amazing. I think that was a real truck, but mitt on a stick. Stay tuned.
There's a lot of love for mitts on sticks.
Yeah. Next up,
we're well aware. All right, Grant F with another yurt. Cold, 62 degrees out here in Arizona today with some wind. Oh, yeah, real cold. Next up, Alex here. We need Dane's old tiki bar. I did have a sweet tiki bar. We know this.
He did.
There was a time. Unfortunately, it is long since gone, but I did love it for a long time. David Graham. What's he saying?
Just received a few more items from you guys, and I have to say that the blue collar could be my favorite towel now. Just seems like a good towel. That's funny that you say that.
It gets
blue
overlooked.
Collar gets overlooked. It doesn't get a lot of love. It is a great do-everything towel. The blue collar
That's what it was made for.
Was made for that exact purpose. So I'm glad you like it, man. Yeah. Keep going. Buy
Absolutely.
more. Keep using them. Love them.
Please do.
Alex says Birchie is in the house. Yes. Joe says, big hug for the TRC crew. What a blast, the last detailed council. I'm glad you liked that, man. I think we had so much fun with that.
A lot of people really enjoyed the format. I mean, it's very loose and freeform. It was an hour and 40 minutes, but people did watch.
I know. That's the only downside, is that it is a longer.
I think they can make, you can have the long version, but if we made like a short form version that cut out like a lot of the stuff and just got the highlights in, you could probably do something like with TikTok or something like that.
Probably.
Just saying. Maybe there's possibilities out there in the future. Carson, wherever you are.
David Graham says, thanks for the advice last week. The Wolf Pack is a great rinseless towel. Perfect. I'm glad you liked it.
Yes. Anna.
48 in Seattle. It's warmer at the coast.
Guess so. Here at the base of the mountains, not even that warm. Devil's in the detail, a.k.a. Franco. OCD, I do that all the time. Then, when you open it, it's kind of a surprise.
Yep.
All right. Then I've got a bunch of people just giving weather reports where they are. Oh, but this is important. Southern California having a very challenging time with those fires. Those fires look terrifying. Like,
dude, it looks bad. It got bad fast.
They get bad ones, like, every few years is a pretty nasty one. I lived there for like a minute, for like a year and a half. Saw them in the foothills. That looked pretty apocalyptic, but even from a distance, seeing what I've seen on like social media and stuff, though, of like people who are like seeing it right outside their windows, terrifying.
What the heck?
Just gnarly.
Yeah,
And
super
heart
sorry
goes out
for
to everybody who's affected by that. Seriously, stay safe.
Sucks.
We've got Aaron's.
Says, have you guys heard about Los? Yep.
That's exactly what we're talking about. Yep. And more weather reports. Thank you for all those guys.
Man, I'd love to detail a car in that OG spec bay. A boy can dream. Never say never, Ryan. You bring the heat.
Yeah.
Here, T1 2025
You got a
Grand
job to
Ambassador
do.
program. who knows? That could be you, right? Taking that
always that
crown
chance.
from Alex Dewar on that Zamboni.
Wouldn't you love to be granted it
as
he rides in and he's
Yeah.
just like, this is for you.
Yeah. and he's wearing his Mountie gloves, ideally.
Yeah, he's handing it to you with like his Dudley Do-Right gloves.
Yeah. Gosh, dang.
It just made it so much goofier.
Aaron says, what a great way to start
Okay.
2025. With LA residency here, I do not think ceramic coating can handle the fire. And I do not think so. No.
Yeah, don't expect that. And then what page am I on? If I hit 5, oh, that goes back. And there we are. And now 3. Okay, here we go. Boom.
We got dun. OC Detailing New Jersey says, curious, which ceramic coating do you have that has the longest shelf life after you open it? Wow, let's see.
In your experience versus like what manufacturers say, it can differ a bit, but generally, any chance that you have a coating that's getting any kind of oxygen going in, it's
like,
not going to be great.
So here's the thing. Most of the coatings that we've opened up and like didn't use the whole bottle, there's actually been a lot of them here in the studio. They'll all say that over the years.
Yeah.
So things I've seen, EXO has actually seems to hold up for a little while after cracking it open from G-Technic. I've seen even C5 last for a decent amount of time after you crack it open. I've seen, let's see, what else do we
Tyler
have?
made sure to walk by with the back of his shirt facing out like, hey, don't forget me.
Tyler, which one lasts the longest for you guys? Diamond Body?
Yeah, what would you say?
Once you...
So, to be honest, if you were going to open a bottle knowing you were going to use it more than 6 months after, you'd probably want to go with Body 36.
Body 36. Okay.
Diamond
Okay.
Body has a lot of that immediate curing properties to it, so as soon as oxygen gets in there,
Yeah, now I
cures
think about it.
quickly.
Yeah, I think that I have a DB36 bottle that's like 3/4 used at home, and I think it still
Still
looks
works.
like okay.
Okay.
And that was from several months
And
ago.
body's so much more flexible. It makes it gets kind of like jelly-like in there.
Gotcha.
Rather
Okay.
than 36, you'll know when it's done because it crystallizes much,
Cool.
much like you see other things.
Kind
Cool.
of reiterate to the mic for people who may not have been able to hear him there.
DB36. So DB36 seems to be the one that will probably last the longest after you crack it open. Other ones, did I say Inspiration Soul yet?
Not Soul. I don't
Inspiration Soul, which is their really easy
That's like
to
their
use
easy,
coating,
friendly one.
friendly coating. That one, once you crack it open, it's such a big bottle. Like I don't know if it's the size of the bottle, how much product's in it, or whatever it is, but that one seems to last quite some time.
It
don't know
may
if-
be part of it.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
like how much product there actually is in the container.
Let me see what else off the top of my head. That's probably it.
Yeah.
Everything else, like I already know that CSL, the second you crack that open, I mean, you're
Yeah.
pretty much on a timeline. C1's the same thing. Legend was not. Legend, you got to use that immediately.
Basically, anything that once you start applying it and you're running into, I got to look out for high spots and stuff like that, chances are greater that you're going to have it turn faster in the bottle.
There's also something from Kosh Chemi that seems to be lasting quite some time once cracked open. I'll just leave that there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Next up.
Noted. All right, next up. Bam. There you go.
Detail Guru says, what do you want
Who?
wins
Who?
Super Bowl? Who is in the Super Bowl?
I don't know. The Ravens been looking pretty
Who
mean,
is
but
in
I'm
it?
not a Ravens fan
You don't know?
personally.
So in the play, so who do you think's going?
In it yet.
I'm obligated by birth to say Buffalo Bills because my father.
It's
is a
just
Bills
Buffalo
fan.
Bills.
So Buffalo Bills all the way.
Buffalo-
Okay.
are they-
Tyler Cucci, Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Okay, who do you guys think is gonna be? I don't sports, man. Like I just don't.
He's a real sports ball head, this guy.
Dude, I watched the Fiesta Bowl the other day, right? For like the first time I watched a football game in forever, just because
Oh,
like
man.
Boise State was in it.
Yeah.
Only to be so disappointed that we suck. And so, I mean, maybe we don't suck, but like,
They had a good run up
I don't
until-
know. I don't know what happened there, and I
Yeah.
was like, dang it. And so then I go, well, I guess I'm done watching this until the next, BSU Fiesta
Well,
Bowl in like 12 years.
And I'm like a really, really, really casual like Seahawks fan because I grew up in Seattle, so I like that. But
Yeah.
obviously, things aren't necessarily looking super great that way anymore. So
I don't know. I'm more,
what
I'm
it
more
is.
focused on like who's playing the halftime show. Like, is it
There you
Cher?
go. There
Is
you
it
go.
Cher? Is it Post Malone? Like, who's
All right, next
Who's laying
question.
it down?
And the one who shall remain nameless, which is funny because one time we confronted Tyler Cucci. Are you the one who shall remain nameless?
I didn't know what we were talking
and,
about.
He was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, that's exactly what somebody who's you would say.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, my words
no.
can't words today.
Anyway, we have. Well, actually, we have Malone here. Malone says,
Malone.
"Hey, TRC family. Hope everyone is well, keeping warm. Going to have to catch the replay, but wanted to say hi. Hey, Malone, take it easy, right? Enjoy yourself."
There we go.
Now, before we get to this halftime show, I just create a little bit more, questions or conversation here. I
Yeah.
know that I probably maybe upset people with the sports talk,
good.
but shows that you recommend watching. Dane, you've been watching House of the Jackal. Oh, Day of the Jackal.
Day of the Jackal on Peacock, of all things. That platform that I just don't ever subscribe to. Occasionally they get something good. That is like prestige TV level good. It's so good.
I mentioned that I don't like the way he looks.
I know you have a hard time looking
His
at Eddie
face
Redmayne's face.
is not my favorite face to look
He
at.
has a severe shape to his cheekbones and stuff, but the reality is,
right.
ignore all that. Just enjoy the story. The story is real good.
So,
And I realized before somebody says it, yes, remake of a remake. I know there was that movie that had Jack Black and Bruce Willis back in the 90s.
well,
And there was also a 70s movie.
I started watching a show called Dark Matter, Apple TV. Dude, freaking good, man. Like that.
Yeah.
It was really slow at first, but then it sucked me in, and I'm in it now. I'm I got to find out what's going to happen here. So Dark Matter, another good show to check out.
And I will check that out.
Let us know if you have any other recommendations, because we're at that cold months here in Idaho,
Yeah.
and after 8 p.m., not much to do.
Good movies don't usually come out this time of year. It's known as Hollywood's dumping grounds.
Well, hence why the new Captain America movie's coming out.
Oh no!
God, that looks bad.
Oh no!
They did Anthony Mackie dirty. I love him.
Anthony Mackie.
He's one of my favorites, and they just did him dirty on this one.
The press junket, Harrison Ford was like, "Yeah, I don't really care."
Yeah,
You're like,
not really
okay.
a Marvel guy.
Whoops. Oh, sorry. You already read one. Who shall remain nameless? Huh?
Yep.
All right. Then we move on to OC Detail, New Jersey.
Curious, which shrimp coating do you have? Okay, we kind of talked about that. Yep.
Yep. And Frankie volunteering thinks the Chargers are going to make it. So make of that what you will. Alex Dewar.
I can see Anthony putting a Traeger in the bed of the Raptor and plugging into the household plug in the truck for miscellaneous smoked meats and cheese on deck. That would be kind of nice, right?
That sounds pretty great.
You know what I
dude.
mean?
Yeah.
Just smoking a little bit of meat.
Just like you know how sometimes people have the spare tire carrier that's on the swing arm rack? Yeah. Do that with a Traeger, just a swing arm Traeger.
I mean, it'd be like mobile meat delivery service, right?
I mean,
I haven't done that since college, right?
Hey, it's never too late to start again.
Right, and there you go. Next up.
Fazal, what are you saying, buddy?
Fazal says, maybe I should apply first Grandmaster from Barbados. You probably would be the first Grandmaster from Barbados, yes.
That would be cool.
Yep.
Because I think we've had Trinidad before, right?
We've had Trinidad,
and we get Puerto Rico and some like that, but no, Barbados.
Rica,
I don't recall us having one from Barbados.
Okay, next up.
Boom. Detail Guru
says it's somehow snowing in Texas.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I mean,
indeed.
Texas is a big place. There's a lot of areas.
Neil White says Packers.
Okay. Yep. Fazal again here.
Love that Corvette. Have you guys seen the MG
Cyberster? Yes, I have.
I haven't.
So it's a MG UK brand, but it was bought by a Chinese conglomerate, something like that. They made this car. They've been making cars that sell in Europe. Like in the UK, we saw several of the little MG SUV crossover things. They're very zippy, very quick, but good and affordable. The Cyberster is really interesting, though. It looks really cool, but it's electric. So you're kind of like, am I going to get the engagement of a little sports car? From what I understand, it turns pretty well, but it's still everybody's kind of figuring out what to do, sports car wise, with electric stuff. I think Ioniq 5N is probably the best example of what you can do with an EV right now, what Hyundai's done for theirs. But the Cyberster looks super cool. I'll show it to you. You'd probably be like, oh, I could see it.
Okay.
But it's meant to evoke kind of that old British roadster kind of thing. Okay. But, that's kind of up my alley.
Okay.
Anyway, I think it looks cool. Guru, January is usually snow time in Texas. Yes. Anna.
Neil, you're all over the place with your fandoms.
That's why I like Anna. And then he gets defensive. So, so then we got Sam, that's a great idea and would be hilarious in response to the OG thing. Yeah. Then we got Nathan here.
My armor detail side pilot froze solid in the car. Should I still use it? You can thaw it out. Yes, you can thaw it out. Bring it inside. It's totally fine. Yep, you can get back to using it.
Yeah,
shouldn't affect anything.
John Legend. Oh my God, what a celebrity to have in our.
I love your music, man. I don't know what else to say.
Really Are
you
piano.
Playing in the Super Bowl? Have you guys ever heard of True Spray System? It's awesome. Great battery life. Huh. I haven't.
Is that like a sprayer brand? Is that what I'm gathering here?
I haven't. I have not.
Because True Spray System sounds like almost like a paint sprayer system, but possibly for other things. I don't know. Yeah. We'll have to look it up.
Braves and then Packers.
Braves are baseball team, though. That's not a football team, unless I'm really out of the loop and I just don't know anything anymore. Although I felt like I was pretty confident about that.
That would get me, though. I'm now second questioning. I'm like,
ow, my brain. Detail Guru. It has been becoming more common, but it used to not be. That is indeed. Snow. More talk about weather. Okay, here we go. Aaron.
I know I should make a joke with the whole fire situation, but I've seen videos of ceramic coatings, extreme tests like using torch, but you do not think it will protect wildfire ash or damage.
So when it comes to like wildfire ash and stuff like that, like when you get the places that are near like a volcanic eruption and you see that ash come down, that stuff tends to be really acidic, especially when it gets mixed with like rain and active weather pattern stuff. It can be really nasty.
I think that's how you get acid rain, right? Is sometimes you get ash in the air?
Usually it's like various like chemicals get into the air and then it rains and it collects it at the same time and it comes back down. So like in areas that have a lot of industrial activity, you just get a lot of stuff, just nasty stuff, not good for you, carcinogens, etc. Make their way up and then come down. It's not a good time. Yeah. That was a big thing in the 90s. People were very worried about acid rain. Aaron. Then we go to Neil.
Says, I love the Braves and Packers. Big deal. Okay.
Oh, I think she was just... It's just a little back and forth. Guys, no need to get testy. We're all friends here.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Really, I've been in West Texas all my life. Okay. Is there any
I know. I'm trying to find here.
Weather-related?
Oh, my God.
Dane can probably play jump rope with his own legs.
That's a horrifying visual. I don't think anybody needs that.
You never know, Dane.
Yeah. All right. So going back through the fight, talking about polar vortexes, back and people are being nice. You're good, Neil. Okay. Wow, whole lot of regional talk. My goodness. People saying, you guys should take it outside. All right, Charleston here.
I was referring to seeing you. Oh, okay, we'll see you at MTE, my friend.
There you go.
We will see you there. We're going to have a good time.
David Cervantes.
I was just asking if it was really frowned upon. It runs surprisingly smooth with a 3-inch wool pad running rotary and cuts super... No, then keep using it.
Yeah, well, and rotary, it's supposed to run smooth. That's kind of the idea.
Yeah. Keep going. Enjoy.
Anna, oh no, got to be defensive on the internet these days. People are getting mean in the comment section. Yes, it can happen. And
you guys, we want you to be everybody be friends here.
And in chat, it can be tough. You can't read intent. You can't.
If we were here
tone.
In person, we would make you hug. So just know that. Next up,
Tamra.
I'm late. ... Sorry, Tamra.
No,
better
welcome,
late.
Tamra.
Better late than never.
That's right.
Who was talking about you the other day, Tamra, is Lucas from customer service. He said it had been a while since you had been contacting or calling him, so just wanted to make sure that you're okay. Fine Detailing says, I vote full Raptor ADS detail and coating. Okay.
All right.
Noted.
Fine Detailing. Already did that one. Next up, Alex.
Says, Anthony can hop curbs in this truck and not total it like Dane totaled the Dat Beauty at the post office. I know. People, you can never let Dane forget that one time he curbed a wheel and the other time that he broke a wheel when he jumped a curb in his old Volvo.
And why? Why did I need to do that?
Nobody knows, Dane.
No, there was a very clear reason. It's because I don't want to have to explain the whole thing. I had to dodge a car that was literally about to T-bone me, and I had the right of way, and somebody was not paying attention, and they screwed up. So I made a defensive driving move, and in my very lowered, very stiff Volvo wagon, I had to hop, and that was not fun. It's never my fault.
Neil says, Anthony, do you plan on coating the Raptor? If so, will you take it off-road? I don't know. Like, I as far as like going off-road and stuff like that, like me and Dane actually took the Dodge Ram 1500, the 5.2 Magnum. That was fun. We took that bad boy, I wouldn't call it like off-roading. I mean, that's what I thought it was off-roading, but the other kids laugh at me and they say that was like literally a small hill. But I had a great time.
Glenn will put down almost everybody doing anything that's not like the most extreme rock crawling stuff. So don't take it personally.
That was something I did enjoy doing. That I don't like driving on washboard, and I don't like driving on I don't like kicking up things, right?
Okay.
Like I like just give me some like nice like solid like maybe some like ruts or things like that just aren't gonna like make a mess or kick a bunch of rocks up, because the way I see it is some of that stuff is like it results in chips, and I don't want paint chips.
This isn't how off-roader people talk.
Dane, I'm not an off-roader person, right? I mean,
but you own a Raptor.
Like, no, ideally, if I could throw like Nitto NTO1,
it's not a Lightning, it's not a street truck, it's an off-road truck.
Street tires onto that truck, I probably would, but it just doesn't look as mean. So,
well, you hop a curb with those, then you're gonna dab booty yourself.
Yeah, I would. So I don't know.
You don't
know
want the
what
rubber bands.
But the Raptor will get coated, but first and foremost, which actually I need to maybe put on the schedule here, is I'm going to go get the tint done. So I need to get tint done on it. And then I want to PPF the pillars. I want to PPF the headlights. And then I think I want to get probably some type of ceramic windshield tint on it or something like that. I'm disappointed that the previous owner drove that truck for like 64,000 miles.
Yeah.
And you're telling me you didn't look at the side and be like, those front windows are just bare.
I mean,
how do you not tint too? It takes like no time at all.
Some people just don't think about that kind of stuff, you know,
dude. Like it needs those front windows.
Enthusiasts were built a little differently. It's the way of life.
So I'm gonna get that done first, and then I'll go through and I'll probably do I'm gonna do like a very bare bones polish on it. Like I'm gonna one step it, get out what I can, and then coat it. And be happy with it, because I want to leave more paint on that surface. And
our last question here before we go to break, a very brief break, we will be back right after it. Anna asking, do you have any mods planned for the thing?
Truck bed cover first thing. A guy reached out to me wanting to send out some what are they called? Not toe strap.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about tie downs.
Tie down, tie down, like some really fancy, cool
like
powder billet tie
aluminum.
down hooks, which are kind of cool looking. So probably do that. Outside of that, though, I think really it's going to be get under warranty. That's my first thing I want to do, and then
stock.
Then the stress will leave me, and then that's when I can start doing some mods and doing some stuff like that. But I don't know. I
Nothing that's going to impact that warranty, though.
No, I need to do something with the wheels, but I agree with some other people have said, like, I can't throw on cheaper wheels than the good wheels that it already has, because that's like a slap in the face to like how structurally good those things are. So
structurally they're great, but I do think aesthetically there are better looking wheels out there.
So I don't know. Wheels,
good.
I'm not a truck person, so I don't even know what a good looking truck wheel is. I see the T37 truck wheels and I go, those are freaking awesome.
Cue the incoming comments of everybody just screaming method.
But they also cost like an arm and a leg. And then methods, I think every freaking method wheel looks the same. They all look. I'm on the page.
It's kind of more or less just like a flat style.
I'm just scrolling down like this is the same wheel in just different colors for like 50 pages. So I don't know what to do.
I mean, Scott with the Mambas, he could show you something fun at least.
Yeah. So anyways, okay, at this point in time, we are going to go to a brief break where you're going to hear some messages from our friends as well as our partners here in the industry. But
don't go too far.
Don't go too far. Go to the bathroom, get some snacks, grab a drink, keep listening to us at the gym, at home, at work, whatever it is. And we're going to be back in just a few minutes.
welcome back to the second half of Q&A Thursday here on a Thursday at the Rag Company YouTube channel, where I'm your host, Dane Hennon, and to my right, Anthony Fisher.
Dane, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Every time, guys, you can really count on it. It's a two-man job here. But we've got your questions, we've got your comments, all that good stuff. Is there anything we want to touch on before we dive back into these? I know we got about 2-3 pages left to go through, but if you guys keep providing us with your questions, we will get to them. No infighting in the comments if we can help it, but just detailing questions, car stuff, we got you covered.
No, I want to say thank you to our friend Jamie.
Oh.
I think you know who Jamie Buchanan is.
Absolutely.
He had sent over a gift package filled with various treats.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That guy.
He sent out it was like summer sausages along with Gouda cheese and like sharp white cheddar, along with an assortment of other delicious holiday treats that we've been snacking on for like the last 2 weeks, and it's amazing. Very, very good. So that's what I was just doing. So now I have popcorn in my teeth, but here's what it is.
He's just trying to fix it.
So welcome back. We are here to answer more questions. Start off with some pretty strong, good topics, right? Everything from Raptors to weather to
a lot of weather, so
to what's going to happen with Canada.
Which, to be fair, I did title this stream. I titled it "Winter Grime is on the Rise." Kind of like a little crime TV show. Oh my goodness, crime is on the rise. It's Grime is on the rise. Anyway, I was trying to frame it as like a winter weather, driving, what do you do to deal with it kind of scenario. So specifically for those of you living in states that do get snow, get slush, ice, all that kind of stuff, what are some of the situations you're running into, possibly yourself or with clients, and how are you solving them? And also, we can help you hopefully solve a few if you got
What's funny is that normally around this time of year, we've already had some type of snow of some sort here in Idaho, right? And usually it's been the type that we'll get the snow, we'll get the filth, the slush.
Yeah. Then
it'll all hopefully thaw, and we've already at least had a couple muck days under our belt where it's just been, we know how to manage this stuff, we know how to clean it up. But this year has been very dry. I mean, we've had rain, we haven't had snow, not really, and for the most part, we just haven't had a lot of that buildup yet. And at this point in time, we're halfway through January, Dane.
It kind of surprises me. And to be fair, I've seen a lot of snow and slush because I drove up north a few times, and I drove up Bogus Basin because it's just something fun to do sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I was seeing it. None of it's down here on the valley floor, though, so most people here aren't experiencing it.
So, I mean, the biggest thing, though, is just, kind of staying ahead of it and, or just, sticking with it, right, in terms of the maintenance and cleaning. And so once your car is getting filthier, you start dealing with the snow, you start dealing with the slush, you start dealing with the de-icer as well as the salts and all that kind of stuff. It's just about properly rinsing and cleaning and getting a lot of that stuff that stays stagnant and just kind of sticks to things, right? That's where rust starts, that's where corrosion starts, and all of that. So going to your local pay and spray, paying the $10, once a week, maybe even twice a week, depending where you're at, and just getting under there and really rinsing things to the best of your ability is going to be one of the best things you can do. Having an IK sprayer, have it filled with an APC, things like that are going to be great things to have around. But yeah, crap, dude, it's outside. It is bone dry.
Yeah.
And cars are staying clean.
Yeah. We had a rainy week where we could have been getting snow, but it was too warm, and now it's getting cold, but it's dry as a bone out there. So not much activity. Anyway, that's enough weather talk from us. We're going to get them talking about weather again. We don't need that.
No, we don't need that.
So anyway, comments and questions. Let's get to it. Joey Belinsky, what's he saying?
He says he's ready for some hot new towels in his life.
Whoa.
At the same time, do not need any more towels in my life. Yeah. I know what you mean.
The age-old problem.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, you think it's bad for you. Imagine how it is for us.
Well,
Super Auto 2K here. Good afternoon from Snowmageddon 2025 Eve in Georgia. Now, you guys are expecting a Snowmageddon. That's interesting because I remember a little something about a Snowmageddon we experienced in 2020 in Georgia at the Atlanta Motorsports Park. And my goodness, what an adventure that was.
It was
essentially... Think about a time that like you had. It felt like being kids again, like when the power goes out and you're like at the preschool or you're at like elementary school and everybody's like, okay, huddle together, make sure we don't lose anybody. And then like everybody groups together, except the other people in this case are like Matt Mormon and other detailers and stuff. It's funny. But then somebody had to slip and like crack their head on the concrete and the ice, and just bad news. And the ambulances couldn't make it because they couldn't handle the snow, so they had to drive them out in a Hummer instead.
It was just crazy to see.
Everybody had bald tires. Nobody knew how to drive in the snow, and I had to be the experienced one driving everybody through. That was a surprising time where I went, oh, wow, nobody here is used to this.
I just couldn't believe how unprepared people were. I mean, just based on their tires, right? I mean, like we joke around about tires all the time and how Dane spends, way too much money on.
I take my winter handling driving situation very seriously.
I know, and maybe because of that trip.
This year, unfortunately, not really helped me out with the expense of those tires.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
They're not cheap size.
But no, that year just shocked us with how many people were just totally just unprepared,
but it
scared
felt like
to
being
death.
in an apocalypse movie, because when you were driving, I was driving us through, and you just see all these cars pushed off to the side of the road, like just everywhere.
There was nothing wrong with them. They just people got freaked out.
But they looked abandoned. It looked like something out of like
people
The Happening or something.
Freaked out, and they didn't want to drive anymore. Right? But what they don't know is that leaving your car there, I mean, most likely is going to have more of a chance of an accident than actually just driving it to a nearby parking lot. But anyway. So
that was kind of fun though.
Yeah.
We have a video about that somewhere deep in the bowels of our YouTube channel. You could find it. But while you're focusing on the YouTube angle of this, make sure you're leaving new comments and questions for us to get to during the stream, and you hit like because you're enjoying what we're doing so far. I know you are. Just all you got to do is click that like button. All right. Next up, Joey Belinsky, new Prius goes hard.
It does.
And I mean, your brother's, he's happy with it, presumably.
Oh, he is
he
obsessed.
Ubering with it?
I think that's the plan. He's gonna Uber with it or
I mean, that's kind of what they're made for, essentially. Yeah. So, pretty sweet. Anna Longfield, have you had any issues with your Nissan CVT? Asked Neil. That's a good question. Volkswagens are a big deal in Brazil, says Super Auto 2K. Yes, I am familiar with the special placed, like legendary status they have in Brazil. Brazil actually produced Volkswagen Bugs up until 1996. I'm talking about Beetles, the original Beetles. They kept making them long after they had stopped in Germany and elsewhere. They kept making them in Brazil until 96. And not only that, even crazier, Mexico kept making the original Volkswagen Beetle until 2019.
The original?
The original. Like, they had to do updated things in it, but the outward appearance and most of the stuff inside was just new materials of the same old design.
I didn't know that.
Just updated. Yeah. Crazy. Look it up. It's a thing.
Okay.
Anyway, Anna, yes, I have a 2018 Sentra. It shifts terrible. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Anna. Joe Van Cedars.
Good afternoon, y'all. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Joe. There we go. Neil, talking more about the CVTs, both good and bad. They improved after a while, but it wasn't until much more recently that they got better. There was a long period where they were rough from the mid-2000s through the mid-2010s, even into the later 2010s. Tamra.
Yeah, now your brother can sing the Prius hum song. Haha, yeah.
Oh, is it kind of like the Samsung washer dryer tunes that have like
I don't know if it. I don't know. All I know is when he starts that thing up, it like I don't know. It sounds like it's from like the future or something.
So it has like a tiny. Does this sound like you're just starting a PlayStation or something?
Kind of. Like it has like this ambiance
like
of
it's
it
kind
just
of ethereal,
when it's like backing. Yeah, very
just
ethereal.
Like, you feel like you're about to levitate out of your seat. Just like, oh wow, I don't remember eating anything strange before getting in here. All right. How about David Cervantes?
Anthony. Definitely be after those cam phasers.
He knows.
Make sure the dealer put the updated design when you get yours done. When the time comes, I will absolutely make sure of that. In the meantime, I'm trying not to stress about it because that's like one of those things that I could see myself stressing about. So, knock on wood, everything sounds fine right now, but when the time comes, I will definitely have the updated versions put in.
Okay. On to page 3. And it jumped on me. Of course it did. Let's take a look. Make sure I got that right. There we go. post 2018, they have improved. I drove a new 2024 Altima. It's so much better.
Okay.
I did have a 2024 Altima rental for a minute, and it's a car.
Yeah.
it's a car.
And it was an SR edition, wasn't it?
It's like an appearance package,
Oh,
really.
okay.
It doesn't do much for the rest of it. I mean, there are certain things I look for in a car, and if you're looking for basic transportation, you just want that, that'll do it all day long. Does a great job. It's a rental, but, different strokes for different folks.
Next up here, we've got
Alex. And it jumps again, man.
What coating is Anthony going to be applying to his new Pit Vipers that are the quintessential Raptor eyewear?
I mean,
I don't know.
You kind of have to. You kind of have to.
I know they make, I think I asked this before, I think they do make prescription Pit Vipers.
Prescription Pit Vipers. You're going to strap a dirt bike into the bed.
Yeah.
You are going to start wearing tank tops. And you are going to add an extra button on your dash that's like auxiliary wire. Like, actually, no, it'll be one of those switches you got on the ceiling. Like, they're meant for fog lights and stuff. No, you're going to have one that actually just makes an eagle screech when you hit it.
So I thought you were going to say that I was going to have like the starry headline or whatever it is.
No. See, that was that booty. That was
Yeah.
350 thing. That was definitely like nobody has to do that. It was kind of sick, like at night driving in there, but also horribly distracting.
yeah, it is.
It's not good.
I just remember when Dane had that truck. Oh my gosh,
It's hard to believe that actually happened.
I still can't believe that happened. But you have to understand, like
Most of these people probably won't even know, but those who do,
I
they
just
know.
so happened to be there every single time there was a female presence around that truck, and it just did something that I had never witnessed before in my person. in person, like they would jump inside this truck and they would just go like, "Wow, this is incredible!" And I'm like, chicks really dig
the
big
amount of
trucks.
attention that truck got. And I'm just sitting there thinking, I am in a very happy, stable relationship, which I'm now out of many years later.
Yeah.
But
What a
boy,
missed opportunity.
timing could have worked out a little differently. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man!
Now I have to make myself in better shape to compensate.
No,
So.
but I remember that truck. It was the most hilarious thing. I mean, these several women were getting in the back of this truck and they were like, "Wow, like this is amazing. Like we love it." And
when I went to go buy that 4-wheel drive JDM van, and I was buying it from this girl who was very nice. She loved her dog, and it was a whole thing she had in there. No, you know who came out and was into the truck? Her mom came out and was like, "Oh my God, this truck."
Dude, I was there for this.
I was like, "Oh no." And you
so
saw it every
the mom
time.
starts like climbing up into like the back of the truck, and she's like climbing around it.
Ridiculous.
She sits in the back seat and she says, "Hey, does this have subwoofers? Can you turn them on?" And
That's right, because it had a crazy aftermarket stereo
and she's
system,
like, she's like, are the
1500 watts or
subwoofers
something,
under the
2000
seat?
watts.
And Dane's like, "Yeah, I believe so." And she goes, "Can you turn them on for me?" And I go, "Oh my God, what's happening
I'm just
right
being
now?"
polite, and I'm like, "Nope, this is totally innocent. I'm not.
Yeah.
Nope." Anyway, great.
Man.
So David Cervantes here. Blue Collar is the go-to towel of our body shop for general cleaning and compound removal. Great choice. Polish is handled by the Wolfpack since the deal was stellar. Mm-hmm. Love that. Frankie, what's Frankie saying?
Can I use KCX products as a 3 pH wash, reactivation shampoo, SF, GSF? Would that combo work, or would it be overkill? That's overkill, man. You don't have to do that. I would honestly, if you want to go to like a super foam, the GSF, sure. If you want to go with a reactivation shampoo, then GSF, that's fine as well. I don't think you need to do all three.
There we go. Keeping it simple. And then I've got Joe Van Cedars.
Phil Cesar, residents of California, true tragedy in America. God bless. Yes, we agree. That it's not good.
Fine detailing. The heat is coming.
The heat is coming, Ryan.
Okay, promises
You know,
made, promises kept.
You've
Let's
got
see.
a big fire to keep going. You know what I mean? So you got to start chopping down that wood now because.
I was gonna say big fires right now, not great.
Oh crap! I didn't even think about that.
I think there's a lot of people who wish there weren't big fires.
Okay, you got a big shoes to fill.
There we go. Okay,
Not a big.
Nobody can be upset. Big shoes aren't
That
going
was
to
the
burn
wrong.
down your
That
house.
was the wrong
so.
analogy. I nailed the oyster one earlier.
Once again, heart goes out to everybody who's dealing with that right now. That really sucks, and it does look like it's hitting a lot of houses. But big shoes won't do that.
Yeah, you got a big
So.
oyster to fill, Ryan.
What does that even mean? See, that's what you come to the Rag Company podcast for. The non sequiturs. We really do just
Nobody's taking my bony.
Well,
the
Zamboni.
bony,
Yeah, it took a second. I was like, wait, what's that? All right. Hi, guys. Oh, this is Lucas Hudick. Hi, guys. All the best to 2025. Bags of health and loads of microfibers. Didn't manage to stay awake for live Q&A for a long time, but today I'm here with questions ready. Thank you, Lucas. We appreciate that, and we welcome your questions. Next up, I got David. What's David Graham saying?
So many different compounds and polishes to choose from. What do you guys recommend to start with? You're right. There is a lot. David, I am a like lifelong advocate of the last cut compound, the original formula, the one that comes in the black bottle where it comes in a bluish color is what it has. I think that's one of the best compounds all around that every person should have in their cabinet no matter what. You can cut with it, you can finish with it, polish with it, all the different things. That's a staple for me. Now, with that said, if you don't like the kind of one thing that can do so many things, and you need a little bit more direction, I think Kosha is probably one of the best kind of like directories for how their compound system works and kind of how they categorize everything. So that can make things easy, right? You buy the red bottle, you pair it with the red pad. You buy the yellow bottle, you pair it with the yellow pad. You buy the purple bottle, you pair it with the purple pad. And you follow those steps, you will have good looking paint. Same thing with Rupes. Rupes does a great job as well, right? DA fine, DA coarse, that whole system is going to work extremely well depending on which pads you use, but it's all color coded, right? So you stick with their yellow pads, you use their yellow product. You stick with their blue pads, use their blue product. You start with the blue, end with the yellow, you're going to have good looking paint. And then there's the kind of that middle area, right, where you can kind of play with different things. But personally, I think the last cut compound, the original, not the last cut plus, but the original last cut compound, and the final polish are two products that anybody can jump into and have really good results with. Lastly would be Rehab as well. Rehab from PNS is also proven to be a really good contender in that space that will be perfect for
loving that one.
The perfect universal compound.
All right. Lucas, here with his first big question. Clay scrubber. What you got?
I love its handling, but I'm struggling to efficiently and fully remove even standard contaminants from unprotected cars. Am I right in such cases that standard clay has its... No, standard clay will always have its space.
And there's different grades, we should point out, of all these tools, but we tend to go towards the mild side because way too many people overkill. They do too much. So
a clay scrubber is really going to do probably most of your brunt work. If you're looking at a car that's 90% contaminated, I can guarantee you that the clay scrubber on its own will probably get that from a 90 to a 30 to 20% contamination rate. At that point, right, what's left, right, is going to be some of the harder stuff, some of the tackier stuff, some of the things that's just going to require a little bit more working time, or something that's a little bit smaller to get in intricate spaces. That's where standard clay still continues to shine. It's going to be on that harder stuff to remove, or the tighter nooks and crannies. So just because the clay scrubber and the clay towel exist, right, doesn't mean that you shouldn't probably also have a clay bar in your arsenal. And so our clay bars are really affordable. Everybody can buy them. They're not super expensive. They're a fine grade clay. You don't need to go much crazier than that. And balance between the two, right? But it's all going to depend on the car, how old it is, the amount of contamination. I would say that probably roughly 80% of the cars that we see that come in here that we're constantly using clay products on, we can always use the clay scrubber, clay towel, get away with it 100% of the time, no issues. There's every once in a while, there's a particular vehicle that comes in and we go, this thing is hammered. This overspray is not coming off with this. We need something that's going to get in there a little bit more. That's when we'll bust out the original clay bar. So hopefully that helps.
All right. Then I got Joseph Winch here. At our shop, we wash 30 cars a day average. What towel do you recommend for high volume drying? I think they could definitely get away using a twist loop.
Yeah, so you can get away with using 1500. You can get away with using a liquidator. What I would probably say is you'd want to have several in rotation.
Yeah.
And if you guys are ending with the wash and there's nothing else that follows that, then cool. But if you guys are going into polishing, if you guys are going into claying, if you guys are going into coatings or whatever it is, just keep in mind that you might be touching the car again, right? I think what I'm trying to say is you want multiple towels to have on rotation, but I don't think that an hour or 2 hours is always going to be enough time for a drying towel to adequately dry on its own.
Sure.
So, like if you use a 1500, you absolutely drench it, you soak it, you try to wring it out, you throw it over something, try to hang dry it. I don't think that towel is going to be dry in a couple hours. So just know that you're going to be using something that's going to be damp and damp again. So it might be best to, again, multiple towels, multiple ways to dry them. Even have a dryer on hand. If you guys have a actual washer and dryer set up, that would be fine as well.
Now, over time, a dryer will reduce the life of a towel just compared to air drying. But it's marginal. You'd have to use it a lot to really see that impact.
I'm mostly just thinking of like high volume drying. I mean, all of our towels can be used for high volume drying. I'm just trying to think
but
of
I think
the
a liquidator, bang for buck, like you just
best way to
have
do
a
it.
bunch of those and you do that.
Liquidator 1500 probably. I'd probably choose those over the Gauntlet more so.
Just for like if you're really trying to do the quickest job. Yeah. And
I
still
agree,
be like really thorough. Yeah.
I agree with that.
And especially if you're working in a shop, you do care about, the efficiency of things, both in price and performance. So that's going to be the best happy medium for you. All right. Lucas.
Will PNS Rehab be soon available in TRC EU? I think they have it on order. I'm not 100% sure. You might want to check in with Patrick over there and see what's going on. See if they have it on order or if it's coming in stock soon.
They will be the ones who know. Neil. Anthony is to sports what Quiznos is to sandwiches.
Neil.
I loved Quiznos, man.
Neil,
it's
that
a real
is
shame that
not,
they went the way of the dodo.
That is not okay.
You love sports ball.
No, I love Quiznos, Dane. I don't know.
Did you work there at one time?
That was my first job,
you
Dane.
Did. You did.
Quiznos was my first job. And you guys, there's so many stories from the Quiznos days that I think you guys would love. I ran an underground bread and
a bread dealing ring.
It was an underground bread and dealing ring. Like I don't even I think I've mentioned the story. We don't have time today to talk about it, but
you just walked into a bread end, brother.
That first job, I knew based on my thoughts and ideas at that first job that I would eventually be successful in life because I wanted things that nobody else wanted. And I thought of things at that Quiznos that nobody else thought of.
How many people say that?
I don't know,
How many people
man.
are like, you don't understand? But I had ideas at that Quiznos.
Dude, I was 16. I was 15, 16 years old, and I was dreaming way bigger than
Full
any
of
other
optimism.
Quiznos employee was currently thinking about, right? And so, like...
Most of them were just hungry.
I had goals and aspirations, and but yeah, Quiznos, dude. I miss Quiznos. I think about it all the freaking time.
I would still rather go there than Subway or Blimpie or any of those others.
Dude, we don't have one in Idaho anymore.
Oh,
it totally sucks.
Makes me sad.
The last one went out of business, and they fought for years trying to keep that place open. But the freaking Quiznos corporate man made it so expensive to be able to run anything. Just to franchise something and just use the marketing material and just to actually buy the supplies right from Quiznos, like you couldn't even be profitable. Like that's where you start to wonder, like tax purposes and whatnot, like what goes on behind the scenes at a place like that. If you know what I mean, Dane.
I don't know, but I wish they were still around.
I'm just saying, sometimes
that's all I know.
Sometimes businesses are acquired, but they need those businesses to fail.
Yikes.
On purpose.
Well, I wish we had a Quiznos back. That's what I know.
I know. Why did they have to mess with that chain?
Yeah.
Why couldn't they have messed with...
Take down one of the others I don't
Porta
like.
Subs. Go take them out.
Jersey Mike's is like, hey, I'm not going.
No, dude. Or like the trash that is Firehouse Subs.
You're going to make some people mad.
Enjoy your Miracle Whip. Enjoy your sweet mayo.
Oh my goodness!
Firehouse Subs.
Hello, everyone. Followed by Neil. I love this. This is my favorite part of these. Did Tom Brady hit a home run yet? Quote, Anthony.
I would say that, yes.
Oh, Kendrick Lamar and Friends is the halftime show. I'm excited. Oh, that should be a good time then.
Drake's
All right.
going to be nowhere to be seen.
Not a friend. Not one of the
Drake
the
will
said
be
friends.
nowhere to be seen. Yeah.
No Drake in sight. Prince was my all-time favorite halftime show. That was a killer halftime show.
Missed
that was
it.
Good stuff.
Didn't see it.
Neil, you're right. Okay, then, back to Fazal here. Yes, Day of the Jackal is the best show I've seen in a while. Thank you, Fazal, for seconding me on that. It's so damn good.
Okay.
It's good.
I'll check it out eventually.
I'm up to episode 9. There are 10 episodes. I've made it through 9, and they're all excellent.
Okay.
All right, David Graham. Anthony, is this new drying towel that's in the works going to be thirstier than the 1500?
Did I say I was making a new drying towel?
I think he's reading between the lines.
Did you read between the lines? What I'm making right now is different.
See, by saying something, you're confirming his like digging.
What I'm making is different. I mean, it's just different. I'm not saying it's
different.
better. I'm not saying it's worse. I'm just saying it's different. It's different strokes for different folks.
In case, you thought about it and you're just like, man, the Rag Company, they got like so many versions of stuff. They got so many different kinds of product. Yeah, because there's a lot of people with a lot of different needs, and we want to cover as many bases as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that continue to sell stick around, and the ones that, the interest died off or something, well, then you got to make room for the ones that people are interested in. Mm-hmm. So this is another one of those things where it's a niche, but I think it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be solid. All right, then we've got Armor.
Dark Matter is a great show. I'm a huge sci-fi nerd. Dude, Dark Matter is killer, man. Like
I am
I'm
also
like
a huge sci-fi fan.
I am. At first, I started it. The first couple episodes, I'm like, I don't know where this is going. Right? It's kind of slow. Like this doesn't seem like
I
it's
like
for
a
me.
slow burn though.
But
Sometimes
then it
they're
starts.
good.
Then it starts picking up, and then my eyes kind of widened. I'm like, oh, this is getting kind of crazy. And then it got crazier. I'm like, oh wow, this is getting like real crazy. And then it kind of takes you on an adventure, which is fun.
Okay.
Like, I like that part of it.
Well,
and
you'll
then,
like Day of the Jackal because every episode is an adventure around the world, like James Bond, Bourne style, like adventure.
We'll see.
With assassins.
Assassins. Well, Dark Matter is killer. I'm also looking forward to finishing this freaking second season of Silo. First season, don't need to watch that.
You watch last episode.
You watch the first episode and you watch the last episode. It's all you need. Nothing else matters. The entire show. Then you start season 2 and then you enjoy it, but just know that they're gonna drag you a lot just to get to the point. So I'm hoping that tonight I'm gonna watch it, hoping there's more. I don't know. More leeway they make. We'll see.
Sounds like you're kind of forcing yourself to watch it. Maybe you should watch something that you actually enjoy,
Dane,
like I don't know, Day of the Jackal.
I've watched so much freaking TV this year. I've watched everything.
That was all because of your back.
I know. But I want other things to do. And now it's cold season and watching.
By the way, if you're a sci-fi nerd, I hope you've seen The Expanse. Just throwing that out there as a great all-timer. All right, next up, we've got Joey. I hope Anthony picks me up from the airport in the Raptor when I report for my halftime duties.
I hope my moon roof works so your head can stick out of
it. It's so stupid. Okay, Grand F. Tacoma as a mobile detailing rig. As in Toyota
Thoughts?
Tacoma, not the town.
I'm not a fan of driving it. So you should, Gran, reach out to Grand Ambassador of the Year, Perfect Detail USA, Bradley.
Yeah.
Reach out to him, Bradley Norsby. He actually just bought a brand new Tacoma and has turned that into his new mobile detailing rig. And so he's got the full Kranzla setup. He's got the reel on there. He's got everything, and it looks really good. He's doing a really good job. So Perfect Detail USA, reach out to him. Say, hey, give me your ideas. Give me your thoughts. Fellow TRC fan, and he'll help you out. And if he doesn't, you let me know, and I take away his previous title.
Ooh,
I can't really do that, but
that could get intense.
I wish I could do that in some cases, if you know what I mean.
Wow. Okay, next up, we've got Lucas.
Lucas says, most gentle towel for drying up / removing dirt, leather after Polestar cleaning with Polestar scrub pad. There are opinions that cotton towels are more ideal for leather compared to microfiber. So
I haven't experienced that.
No, no. So the big thing is that microfiber, right? Removes moisture, removes everything, can dry, can microabrade, we're talking like microabrade the porous leather material, the top coat on some cases. There are some opinions that are like that. I don't think it's correct. I don't think that you're going to have any issues there. You could also, if you wanted to, you could go with like a suede. You can go with something like that if you wanted to, really, be gentle with it. But any one of our towels will be suitable for what you're trying to do. We've been doing it for years and years and years and years on the same seats. We've never had issues. Yeah. Cotton towels, I don't prefer cotton towels. I remember back in the day, Lucas, that when you looked up how to clean Alcantara, like actual brand name Alcantara, the directions were warm water and a white cotton towel. That was the answer, was to clean them with warm water and a white cotton towel. I can tell you right now that a warm water and a white cotton towel will never, ever, ever give you the clean that a microfiber towel and a dedicated safe cleaner will give you on any surface, leather, Alcantara, micro suede, whatever it may be. So you're on the right path there. Just grab a microfiber towel such as the Edgeless 365, and that will do what you need it to do.
All right.
Well, I keep giving these long answers that probably don't need long answers.
No, they're good, though. I think, people come here. It's a 2-hour show. We can stand to fill with you. Although we are 5 pages back, so we may have to start catching up a little bit.
But remember Levi's approach when we get behind? When he would
get
like,
so grumpy. No, he would just want us to cut through everything, and people would be like,
I love it, though. I love when he would see a question like that, and he would go, no.
Yeah,
next.
And I'm like, well, actually, the context is... And I probably drove people nuts with that.
And I'm trying to find balance, but we do miss him.
You do your best. Yeah.
Anna says, we are going to start turning and burning, though, Dane. Yeah. So here we go. Anna says, I'm going to have to come visit and meet y'all. Anna, we welcome you any single time you want to come.
Do.
Random reviews. Can I do a special order 1,500 snow leopard or lumberjack flannel type pattern? I would love that. I don't think it's possible yet, but that's pretty cool.
MOQs. If he's willing to buy like 10,000, we'll talk.
Well, specifically the 1,500, I don't think you can print a twist loop with that particular print.
Okay.
But I like the idea. Keep them coming. Next up.
Thoughts.
What would you like to use to detail like a Nintendo or other household electronics?
My brother literally did that with our products.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I use Tri-Clean from G-Technic on a lot of the crap on this kind of stuff. Tri-Clean from G-Technic, I dilute it 1-to-1. I like it because it's a antibacterial, thing. It's antimicrobial. It's antimicrobial. It's all that. It works extremely well. I was using Polestar for some random interior cleaning stuff. I kind of got tired of the smell after a while, so then I changed it up to the Tri-Clean. I really like Tri-Clean. All surface cleaner from Kosh Chemi, also a good option, and that actually does smell good, so you can do that. Or save yourself all the time and money and dilute yourself some no rinse or Hero or Absolute.
Oh, yeah, that'll go a long
128 to 1, 256 to 1, and you just clean everything with that.
But whatever you're using chemical-wise, you definitely would benefit from having some of those Detail Factory mini brushes.
Yeah.
You get yourself the little bore one and the softer one, depending on what kind of surfaces you're working in. Because, like an old Nintendo, stuff like that, you get that dust that finds its way into the little cracks and crevices. Mm-hmm. That's a good way to get them out. Stiff bristle will get out the tougher stuff.
I clean my PlayStation 5 and my Xbox, and I'll clean all those things, pretty often. And usually, I'll use something. O&R is usually my go-to. If I need like a deeper clean, I usually use like the Tri-Clean or ASC or something similar.
No, I mean I'm talking like old Super Nintendo, old Game Boy, Dreamcast, Sega Saturn. Oh, we skipped Lucas. Let's not do that. Let's bring him back.
Finisher, remove leftover surfactants after Polestar to avoid resoiling. No, you can use Finisher with whatever you want to use Finisher with. Finisher, the peroxide, it's just it's a peroxide. It's it'll help remove any of the suds left behind from any of that. Totally safe with any of those cleaners. Even Express, you can still hit it with Finisher after and still have good results from that.
All right.
Neil
White.
Canada had some nasty wildfires a few years ago. I remember seeing a rad garage vid where his Audi had some staining from the ash and rain mix. Yeah,
Rick had to deal with that.
It's nasty stuff.
Then we got some more comments in response to very famous John Legend. Then we got Tamara. Aw, my Lucas. Tell him I miss him.
Tamara, you're one of Lucas's favorites. You really are.
Absolutely. Then I've got Aaron's.
What are your thoughts on Adam's polish applicator with that ergonomic grip? What is this stuff? I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I think it's probably fine if you want to do it that way.
Yeah.
Hand polishing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Then we've got Anthony Coco.
Dude, he's got a... I like the name.
That's a fun name
Anthony
to say.
Coco.
Anthony Coco.
That's
like that.
fun.
Yeah.
Why is that more fun to say than my name?
I mean, you got Fisher and Coco. I wouldn't combine Fish and Coco, though. That's kind of gross.
Dude. No, I want that last name. Anthony. There can only be one of us.
He's a Coco.
You have to see Dark Matter for this to be a funnier joke.
Ooh, okay.
Would you like to see the Rad Company / Bowden's Own crossover feature? Greetings from... Dude.
Those guys are hilarious.
You have to understand, Bowden's Own, I've been watching the videos. I've been keeping up with the brand for like 6 years now, 7 years.
Even longer. I've been seeing their stuff since at least 2014.
And I always love what they do. I think they have the most fun. Always interested. So I would like to try their stuff eventually.
Detailing onesie.
Dude, the snow job.
The snow job cannon. They really are super subtle.
Yeah.
But you could see where they definitely fall into a niche. Ron.
Congrats on the new truck. We just replaced the spousal transportation with the 2024. I saw that,
Lincoln
Ron.
Corsair. Very nice.
Congratulations. That looks awesome as well.
The interior on those is sweet. Very cool.
Yeah, the whole thing looks awesome.
Yeah.
I think you got the right color too. It'll be good for a detailer.
Yeah.
Next up here, we've got my guy Kirby says, afternoon. I was afraid he bought an older Raptor.
Oh.
The man that did not enjoy an off-road trip. Well, the Ram was his first
introduction to trucks.
Yeah, Kirby. Well, you know what? That Ram was just falling apart with every bump. New pieces of my dash were just falling through into the floor.
For those who don't know, the second gen Ram dashboards they're just made of like peanut brittle. It just
Now this
crumbles and turns to dust.
Yeah, this Raptor definitely has all the creature comforts and is really, really nice. I do want to see what those third gens like actually feel and look like. I'd like to see one in person. Couldn't buy one, obviously.
I just think
but
the second gens look better than the third gens.
I think
personally.
No, they do. The second gen is like
Something about the headlights.
It's like
they're
meanest.
meaner looking.
It's
The third
meanest.
gens are kind of upright and less.
But like the
interesting.
second gen, the front fenders and everything look wider. Like
it's because the shape of the headlights accentuates the width.
It gives it this good looking stance.
The third gen, it makes it appear more vertical.
Yeah, but I'd drive any one of them. But I will say I want to see a third gen person, at least like go jump in one and check it out. But
wait a second.
Raptor R's also pretty sick.
Oh yeah. What did Alex say? Alex has a Raptor and she loves her Raptor. All that stuff. Does she know you got a Raptor now?
She does, yes. She was excited for me.
Good. Okay.
She was like, "That's awesome," and we were like, "Yeah." So yeah, she's had hers for forever.
Yeah.
Chromatic says
Charvonia.
Tie downs. What the heck is he saying?
He's talking about the tie downs. Charvonia tie downs. So like a special brand, I'm thinking. So now you got to look it up.
No, so there's these. So it's this guy who reached out to me. I think it'll be my first mod. Oh, it's exactly what it is. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Charvonia.
So that's who reached out to you.
I thought that was said Chevron design. No. Charvonia.
I have no idea where that's from, but that's fun to say, and I'm probably saying it wrong.
So Chromatic, do I get the wrinkle red ones or do I get the wrinkle black ones? I think the red would look kind of sick, just so it'd help me find them if I need them.
It gives you an accent color on what is otherwise a very monotone truck. Like you have gray with a black bed liner. It's not. There's no color popping. Although your Fox shocks are blue, are they not?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was red would look kind of cool back there.
So truck nuts for the Raptor, says Neil. Well,
ideally, I like to drag those all over the place.
Fine detailing.
I put Expel XR Plus ceramic tint all over my X5, 7% of the windshield. Highly recommend. So my friend Steve over at Garage Slick over in Nampa, I don't know what he is installing nowadays. I can't remember what tint he's doing, but I will do a ceramic for sure on those two fronts, and then I'll see what we can do about doing the windshield as well, because I know how much of a difference it makes. Like, ceramic tint is the real deal. I had it on the Dodge Ram. I didn't know I did, but I guess I paid extra for it. I forgot I did it. But like, that truck was never overly hot in the summertime.
Yeah.
It was always nice, and kept the dash from deteriorating anymore.
Yeah, makes sense.
Next up,
bam, we've got Kirby.
Anthony, do check out the modifications from the Built Right for functional items.
Okay.
Something to look up. From Built Right.
I think from Built Right. So just type in Built Right and Raptor and see what comes up.
Rinseless wash on a muddy car is just diabolical. Never say never. It can happen.
It can
but just
be done.
Try to get the most of the mud off.
So say
ideally.
you're going to do that, you would start with a pre-spray of like all-purpose cleaner, something along those lines, something that will help break down the really nasty, cruddy, chunky bits.
Totally.
Then after that, you can rinseless.
Yeah, totally.
We have videos about that very thing. Steve Pearson, what are your water spot remover recommendations? Well,
if it's fresh, like it just happened, like just now, Coach Kimmy FSE.
Yep.
Great for on-the-fly cleaning. If it's already set up and it's already in there and it's not going anywhere, W9 works great. I think that...
like a few weeks to a month or two. And then for the really long-term stuff that's just baked in there, that's when you might have to turn to some nastier stuff.
Yeah, like I mean... I'm trying to think, like
the kind we don't sell.
Like realistically, I mean
themselves.
that's where you can go get some wheel acid if you really need to or a wheel brightener of some sort and do that.
We're not responsible for what you do with that stuff. Just be smart, okay?
I would say that most of the luck I've had, W9's given me. I've had a lot of luck with W9 from G-Technic. Yeah. I've never really had any issues needing more than that. Regardless, you just need to get rid of the minerals inside the deposits. You need to get rid of the deposits first before you do anything. And after you get rid of the deposits, if they're still there, that's when you can look into polishing, or that's when you can look into, compounding that area to try to remove them further. It's super, dude. It's so all over the place. Every water spot's different. I've thought that some of the easiest ones to remove were actually some of the hardest ones to remove, and I've thought some of the hardest ones to remove were actually the easiest to remove. I've dealt with them all, and I would just say, use something that targets the deposits, like W9, like MDR, like something of that nature. Clay it, polish it, do whatever you can, and then don't remove a water spot and then immediately add protection. So, for example, if you do use a polisher, don't polish a spot out and be like, got it, it's done, right? Coat it, wax it, and then move, and then be like, I've finished it, I've done the job. Well, no. Give it a day or two. Park it out in the sun, right? Let that paint heat up. Let the UV expose anything that might still be there, because sometimes you're masking those spots, and you've heated up those areas to where it's once that paint shrinks back, or once that mineral is still there, it will still kind of rise to the surface, and you may still see a spot, but now you've already waxed it, sealed it, or even coated it over it, and now you're back to square one. Where you have to
go back through it again. It sucks.
You don't want to do that.
Heat cycles will tell the real truth.
Yeah.
So you got to be ready for that. And we are still 4 or 5 pages behind. We have 7 minutes to do this, although we'll probably go a little over time. We'll do our best to try and knock as many of these out as we can.
Can you polish painted plastic like on the side-by-side of a Can-Am, like to polish and ceramic coat it? So you can technically polish, well, you can absolutely polish painted plastic. If it's textured plastic, that's where you're going to run into a little bit more of like a nuisance. But like painted plastic, 100%, yeah, you can always polish that.
Alex loves the Tiercima ad, which, by the way,
are we that far behind?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my gosh! Okay, let me grab my water. Hold on.
You're gonna go for a water right now. All right. Carson Black says, "Yeah, buddy, I made that. Good job, Carson." Jeff C. Ooh. Is G-Technic W9 water spot remover a good option for springtime coating decon after a long and salty winter? Never tried it, and I wasn't sure how strong it is. So the thing with G-Technic W9 is it is going to be a little on the stronger side. He was actually kind of just talking about that. But as far as like coating decon, I think you're going to be okay, but it's one of those where, maybe do a test spot first just to verify. Jeff, in your case, I know you're working with, I believe, Diamond Body 36 on your car now. In which case, what do you think, Anthony? G-Technic W9 water spot remover used on Body 36 going to be in an all right time for a little winter checkup?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, it'll be fine. But stay tuned, right? There might be a water spot remover coming from a brand such as that.
Oh.
You never know.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. OC Detail New Jersey says, what would you say is the primary difference between TRC's airgun and a classic Tornador? Give me a reason to switch. Our airgun uses a straight-through swivel design, meaning that we do not have the flapper, the dongle that is essentially agitated by air. So ours is a straight-through swivel fitting that actually uses the rotation of air to create that vortex. And so we have replaceable bearings now on the V2 version. We offer a replaceable bearing kit, so you can replace them for the cheap. And realistically, you're not getting that constant friction between that little dongle actually physically abrading the inner side of that tube.
Yeah,
right?
have you seen what it looks like when those things beat up the inside of that after a while?
They wear away, they crack, they break. They're slightly more fragile than ours. I'm not really gonna try to give you a sales pitch on them.
It's more affordable.
I would say that's probably one of our most popular, selling tools that we have. And people love it. The V2 they love even more.
Yeah.
Some people really judge the V1 harshly because of the bearing design on that. Yes, that was an oversight on our part. We've tried to address that now with the V2 version. We've had a lot of good luck with the V2 version. People love them, and they're great tools. So
and with the kits, you can always follow up.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a simple design now that it is repairable, replaceable, and fixable all within your hands with like a $15 kit if there's anything that ever goes wrong.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right, Anna, what chemicals are y'all using attacking the tough grime on the lowers?
So I use Forest often. I used Green Star the other day. Remember I was using Green Star on the truck. And then what else did we use? I'm trying to think. Multi-Star we have that ready to rock and roll. We're really kind of staying with alkaline-based, APCs, citrus cleaners / degreasers and whatnot. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, we have plenty of options here. It really just depends on what things need, right? I mean, in some cases, you might just need a waterless wash. Sometimes you're going to need a higher alkaline cleaner. Sometimes you need to break out an acid, right? An acid-based cleaner. But most consistently, a product that's safe and very dilutable, such as like Green Star, is usually a go-to that we have here at TRC.
All right. Dane's Tire Guy. I could recommend some wheels and tires for you, Anthony.
Crap.
Love that guy smoking a cigar.
I'm not as easy as a sell as Dane, right?
Well, I'm not an easy sell. I'm still picky about what I actually end up doing. I'm very selective on that front. But the difference is I do pull the trigger and I do get
Dane, do you have protection services for these tires that you bought?
It's Les Schwab. It'll be fine.
Okay.
They'll look out for you. All right, Ricardo, what's up, TRC crew? Will you guys be doing any videos on ADS phobic? Remember, we got to be quick because we do have several pages.
So we did a motorcycle video on the motorcycle detail. We do need to give phobic a proper, full video on a car soon, eventually.
All right. Then Joseph Winch, can't wait to attend MTE. First timer, what should I know before I go? While I hunt down this next
hand sanitizer, chapstick, throat lozenges if you plan on talking a lot.
Yeah.
It's not SEMA, so it's not as crazy. Like, you don't have to worry about the shoes as much and things like that. Comfortable shoes are always nice. Yeah, be excited to learn. There's lots of things that go on. A lot of cool products, a lot of cool educational bits there, especially Education Day and all that. It's really fun. Yeah, I don't know. Just like any trade show, sanitizer, take your vitamins, Take your vitamin
You're going to be
C.
shaking a lot of hands. You're going to be talking
Do you
to a
remember
lot
that
of
one
people.
year I went? I got super sick, dude. I got
It
like some type of
always
like
happens.
weird stomach. It was like a stomach bug / like flu thing. This is like 5 years ago. It sucked.
Florida, man.
It sucked. Even when I was in Florida.
doing Florida things.
I was in Florida, and they're like, "We're going to Dunkin' Donuts this morning," and they're like, "Yeah, you want anything, Anthony?" I was like dying in the back seat.
Womp womp. All right, we got a bunch of these to get through. So, Travis Aldridge, can Mudbuster be used to get salt and grime off this winter? What ratio in an IK spare? Yes, and what ratio?
Can Mudbuster be used? Just straight.
Yeah.
You can use it straight. You can use it cut 1-to-1. I mean, you can do whatever you want to
Not
do.
gonna hurt.
For sprayability, for like the best, probably getting the most out of it,
Dilute
you can cut
a
it. You
little.
can dilute it. You could go like 1-to-1,
For the best,
2-to-1,
yeah.
and you'll get way more out of it if you're buying it at a pint sized.
Mm-hmm. Then I got Joseph Winch. What's the best steamer on the market? The McCullough, what was it, 1172?
No, 1275.
1275.
McCullough 1275.
Okay.
I like that steamer. I think it's relatively affordable. It does exactly what I need it to do. With that said, I don't know if it's not the best steamer on the market. I mean, there's plenty of way better steamers. Actually,
But like one that
speaking
you're
of which,
actually going to use like in
Well,
your day-to-day life.
for most people, whether you are just a home hobbyist enthusiast or you run a small detail business, the McCullough 1275 will probably do most of what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy actually just ordered a new steamer from a different company, and I'm really excited to see how this thing actually works because then I may have found a new affordable
Okay.
steamer option
Oh.
that has good output. So I'll keep you guys
Appealing. All right.
in tune with that.
All right, then we got Purdy, local Purdy. What did I miss? Officially rescheduling my Thursday 2 p.m. recurring meeting. Well, yeah, this should be your recurring meeting for Thursdays at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. That's just the way it works. Neil Hype, 2014 was Snowmageddon. It was a massive mess because everyone left work at the same exact time, freaked out, and left their cars everywhere. Straight out of The Walking Dead, ice was the biggest issue. That's what 2020 was like where we were. That was the Hardman Highway on the road to coming, I believe, is where that was.
It was the Hardman Highway on the
That will
road to
never
coming.
not be funny.
Yeah.
All right, Steve Pearson, what's your favorite APC that isn't Green Star? My submission for our weather data collection, 30 degrees here in eastern PA. All right.
Favorite APC that isn't Green Star. Okay. I
Still
like
got 3 pages.
I like G-Technic Citrus APC. I mean, Optimum Power Clean. Optimum Power Clean will always be a top 2. Like, I don't care what new APCs come or what changes out with, like, let's just say Green Star, whatever it is. Optimum's Power Clean. Holy crap, dude. That formula will always be a fan favorite. I've literally made magic happen. I've degreased engine parts, bearings, things at home, and just car people stuff, and I've been able to degrease with Power Clean, and I've always had really good results. Cleaning tires with Power Clean straights, incredible as well. But Power Clean forced. I mean, forced. Get it while you can. I mean, get it while you still while we still have some in stock. I think that's where we sold out of the gallon sizes of Forced. Can somebody correct me on that? I think we've sold out of gallons in Forced. I think we just have the
It's a really
1
good
liters
product.
left, and it's so good.
Really good.
Next up.
All right. Priox.
Okay, you'd say you guys can use C4 with solution finish. Do you still recommend that or get over the top? Either one. You can do either one, but I do like the idea of using solution finish than over the top, and then that way it's less permanent.
Okay. David Cervantes.
Okay. Dan, you might not be able to pick every one.
I
We
know.
might have
Fun
to
fact
skip
of
some of our
Volkswagen Beetles,
friends.
you need to take the bumper and fenders off in assembly to get the bumpers off. Okay. I'm back. What did I miss? Rentals Essentra. Okay, let's try Alpha Tango. One day this coming spring, I'm going to drive out there for a day of Buy You Folks lunch. Maybe get in a quick tour if possible. We will do that, Alpha. You just let us know. And make sure we're obviously here. Some people have shown up sometimes, like out of the blue, and didn't let us know they were coming, and we weren't available to give the tour. They can still get the tour, it just might not be with us.
Yep.
Greetings from South Florida. Do you guys have any experience / input with the EcoFlow power station specifically for detailing?
I do not, but you know what? Keith Duplessis does.
Oh, yeah.
And so you can also reach out to Chris Metcalf.
Good.
They'll tell you everything you need to know. I am less
Yeah, those
And
guys
I'm
deal
not
with
as
shops
good with that.
a lot more often. David,
Just tried Star Glass Silk for the first time with an Everest 550. Great products. There are great products. Star Glass are amazing products.
They
You have
are.
to try them out.
And the Everest 550. Love the Everest 550.
Speaking of winter grime, I just tried a familiar rinseless that smelled a little different and hits even better than I remember.
All right. Good thing I wear a size 12. Me too.
What was that about?
Because you were talking about the big fire, and then you're like, oh, no, big fire. And I was like, big shoes to fill. And you're
I
like,
said
yeah.
specifically,
So-
Ryan, a big oyster to fill.
Well, and then it turned into oysters, and it got weird.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. Trucks are cool, but the societal normal women are being weird around them is gross. All we were doing was observing what was happening there. I agree with you, but, it is what it is. And it definitely differs from, region to region. Some people just don't care. Anthony knows I'm not a big truck guy. That's not...
I'm not a truck guy
I'm
either.
a sports car guy. But,
Me too.
to each their own.
I get more excited about a lowered
Honda
Honda Civic than I do a truck, personally. It's
And
just me.
yet the truck just, it has a
Yeah.
universal appeal for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Rehab is a great option to start with too, says Joey. Agreed. I scared a lot of women when they found out that the blue collar they thought drove the F-250 construction company truck was, whoa, man. Nice, Anna. Fine. O&R, does that even have a scent? Yes, and it's a very good scent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? It's
Well, as I believe Ivan used to say, Japanese candy is how he described it once back in the day.
What the heck?
when we had
Why
him
am
on,
I
but-
can't mulberry?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Mulberry.
Well, that's interesting. Interesting. Ninja here asking about Built Hamber.
We're letting Matt do his thing right now with Built
Yeah.
Hamber. That's
Yeah.
the plan right now.
I mean, hey, who knows what the future holds, but at the same time, that's Matt's thing right now, so gotta respect that. Adama's Garage, I could tell you, but then I have to... Never mind. Okay, so Jeff C. is holding secrets, apparently, about things he's been trying. Then we got a whole bunch of back talk. And then Masters of the Shine Detailing popping in. Yo, what's up, everyone? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you for doing that. And then Jeff C. telling everyone to get on the rinseless train. Then... Sub come out of the conveyor belt. More Quiznos talk. That's what we got. All right. Quiznos never should have gotten rid of that darn singing marmot. Private equity firms. Yeah, that happens. More love for Quiznos. See, Steve, that's something you and Anthony can agree on. So let's put this whole Volkswagen hate to bed.
Steve, let's just
love
listen,
Quiznos together.
Steve. Pick me up in your Volkswagen and let's go to Quiznos and let's settle this,
Okay.
right? Get yourself a chicken bacon ranch, right? Maybe you want to get yourself the Baja chicken sandwich, right?
And then Neil White actually agrees with you on that. So congratulations. He
is.
thinks you have bad taste in other things, but he thinks you have good taste there.
Everybody thinks Firehouse Subs is bad. It's not just me. It's like everybody does.
The Meridian Marmot. Did someone say Marmot? Yeah, you popping in. I see it.
Crap.
A sandwich just isn't a sandwich without a tangy zip of Miracle Whip.
No.
It's Cool Whip.
No.
Yes. Okay. Pamino. Oh my God. It's just turning into sandwich shop talk. I'm trying to find it. Glass coating. I saw the word glass coating. Let's see what he says.
Is there any maintenance that we can do to maintain clean it? Just make sure it's cleaned. You don't really need there's no topping or anything like that you want to do. I mean, you can throw a little amplify on it if you want to, just to do it, but it really doesn't need anything. Just run it.
Boom. There you go. Joey, the best sandwich is one made by someone else. Why is that? True questions. Unfortunately, we don't have the answer here. It just is.
If you could make more towels in teal, that would be just lovely.
Don't worry, fine. If you're not saying it, Sydney always is.
Yeah.
So, different stroke. Boar's hair drying brush confirmed. I'd dry a brush with boar's hair. Dry a car with boar. That sounds like a nightmare. That is your nightmare.
Painful. It is my nightmare.
Oh man.
I have so much fun on these, you guys.
I love these.
I know,
These are great.
I know.
And I'm sorry we're rushing through, but we are 8 minutes over time, and I want to be fair to the people working
I'm just a
the back.
I'm just a little stiff right now on these uncomfortable chairs. But I mean, outside of that, though, I do have a lot of fun with
there,
these.
guys.
Tay was a
We're
good
almost
episode.
there. It has been fun.
It's not silly. It's not that
Silo is what he's talking about.
It's just super. Season 1, I was like, dude, again, just skip everything else except for
And
episode
then
1 and
Joey
12.
commenting on your sunroof comment about his head not fitting in your Raptor. Everybody loved that, including Chromatic. Then we've got Neil here. Anthony, I actually used to like Quiznos, but had few experiences for the toaster oven. Caught the sandwiches on fire.
So, yeah.
That sounds
Dude,
awesome.
yeah, no.
Okay. Well,
It
you know
happened.
where that wasn't happening? Worse places. Only the good places were almost catching on fire.
Yeah.
Ragnar Rules, happy to catch the live in the morning from Singapore. Glad you're here, Ragnar Rules. Always happy to catch you on the other side of the day where you are. Look at this guy with a PS5 and an Xbox.
I know.
Well, there's a funny story about that we don't have time for today.
Joey. I don't want to get into that. I almost got divorced over it, so I'm just gonna keep.
my
We're just gonna not talk about
I'm
that.
talking Switch. It's a dirt magnet. Okay,
Oh,
yeah, Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, Switch
Yep.
is a dirt magnet.
A little bit. I mean, it travels with you, so it tends to.
Okay,
Yes,
Jake.
We have
I'm
Gandolfo's here,
I'm gonna
too.
give you a pass there because Gandolfo's is amazing.
It is
and
great.
it is good.
Gandolfo's is good.
I get this one. It's called the Taxi Driver. It's like hot
Yeah.
pastrami with
Yeah.
sauerkraut and
That's it.
jalapenos. Money.
Jeff.
Is there an IK Multi Pro 2 sprayer with an airport? Not yet.
All right.
don't- not
And
yet.
Alpha Tango. I'm confused as to the uses of Polestar and Leatherstar. I purchased both, but Polestar says it will also clean leather.
So yes,
Maybe I read it wrong.
Polestar can clean almost every single thing in the interior. Leatherstar really was designed more for leather. I don't know the main differences. I tried to ask the German chemists one time. I got really confused. And now Koch Chemie technically owns Color Lock, so that's even more confusing. So Polestar for plastics, textiles, and fabrics, things like that. Leatherstar, still use it for leather. And then, but the thing is with Leatherstar is a protector, right? So it's a protector that technically can clean leather lightly. I don't know how else to say this. Polestar cleans textiles, fabrics, everything else, says it leaves behind something. I don't really know what that really means. Leatherstar can be used to protect leather, but also kind of lightly clean it. Take that for what you will. And then now they own Color Lock. Personally, I like to stick with the Color Lock system, but
Sure.
I still use Polestar often. Leatherstar is the one kind of oddball now in the line.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
That makes sense. Anna here saying, no, I haven't tried any ADS products.
Oh, Anna,
you should rectify
you need to.
that. They are great. Red and orange used to be the Raptors' accent colors. Yes, that is true. And Anna says, I will grab some. Then we've got John Griswicki here saying, Happy New Year, guys. Curious about your thoughts on PNS Reflect glass finisher.
Awesome. Cool stuff.
All right. We're getting to the end.
How
I
much?
just have one more page
Okay.
after this.
What is your favorite sealant you guys carry right now and why? Dude, I like a lot of our sealants right now. I don't have...
We carry them because they're stuff
I
we
don't
like.
have a
That's why
favorite, but
they're
I will
there.
say maybe the flavor of the week right now would be maybe the
what have you been
ADS
using lately?
ADS ceramic sealant.
Okay.
So the flavor of the week for me is currently.
I can buy that.
What is your favorite towel that doesn't sell well and is discontinued or underrated? Well, it was the Pluffle. Now it's gone. So you guys
Yeah.
Well, missed
we,
out.
We tried to tell you.
forever missed.
If you notice like something hasn't shown up a lot lately, that there's always that chance that it might be, get a little long in the tooth, and people just aren't buying them anymore. That can be tough. You know,
Okay,
nobody
Dane,
wants to be
Dane, we
last in the
have to
run.
wrap this up.
All right.
Pick and choose. They're your next. You
I
have five.
know.
You have 5 questions. Go. 5 questions.
All right. We got 5 questions.
Go.
Let's go.
Or 5
Here we
comments. Just go. 1.
Go. Boom.
Here we go. You're lucky.
Kane, 2.
Kane says, "What is your favorite chemical to put into the toner?" Yeah, that's fine. You could do that. Don't breathe it in.
All
Next
right.
up.
He had another one.
Wear a mask. Top 3 rinses, washes, and why? Gosh, I mean, we like Hero, Absolute, O&R. Awesome stuff.
All good
Rapid
ones.
rinseless as well.
Details official. Nice to see you here, even if it is the end
okay,
of the run.
Dane, you got 2 more. Go for it.
And any updates on Stjarnagloss?
Nope. No, I have no updates. No new products from what I can tell.
And the last one I've got here, actually, technically,
Leather
either of
Star,
those.
yeah, Leather Star technically can be used as a quick detailer, but it's a protectant for leather. He says it can be used to lightly clean it. I would like more of a German translation for this, and I've asked before, but I got confused.
Yeah.
Danny Haslam says, can you use Polestar in the doors trim? Yes, 100%. I use Polestar all the time on interiors. You can use it 10 to 1, 20 to 1, 30 to 1 with Polestar, which is really nice. It's a very dilutable. You do not need to use that ever, almost ever. So that's it.
All right, that's it, guys.
We
Man,
made it into 10. This was a fun one, guys. Sorry for the rush. It's just, I guess we had too much fun
we
joking
took our
around.
time and actually, went through it. All the good questions come in at the end. That's the way it tends to go. So, everybody, if you're still here, please click that like button before you go. We appreciate it. If you're listening sometime in the future, then you obviously know we offer our podcast on all the listening platforms for podcasts. You can subscribe to it, whatever place is your favorite. Spotify is our home where we can put the videos on there as well. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channels, make sure you check them out. We've got the FAQ channel, we've got the podcast channel, and right here, the main Rag Company channel where we always put out great detailing content to keep you entertained and educated. So, from all of us here at TRC, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.